It's 5 o'clock. We're gonna be live till like 6:30 or something. We're gonna get a little bit of content in. I really wanted to chop it up about this concept, man. I thought it was so important because a lot of people don't understand, and I'm even starting to learn more things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm starting to learn. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to dating, this should have been taught in like school. Like, it literally should have been taught in school because I mean that's basically the problem we're having out here, right? Um, it, it's a school, bro. It's a class. Class is in session for sure. Class is in session. Class is in session, man. Class is in session, man. What's good? What's good? What's good? I'm 30. Substitute teacher. What you mean? Class is in session. Dating should have been taught in school, in high school. Somebody said yes. How are you good at screening? Explain that. Explain that. You can't just say yes. You can't just come in here and just say yes. How are you good at screening? You got to explain that type of stuff. You can't just come in this classroom and say, I'm good at screening. Because I think you lying. Screening women when you dating. Calm screening. I call it calm. This is what, if you look at the title of this video, calm screening is women's weakness. Calm screening. See, the average guy, I mean, I can't talk about the average guy in this situation because, you could be your own personality because the woman got to like your personality. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you my location, man. Are you crazy? I'm in the USA, man. I ain't in London or over, one of those places. I just stole food from Walmart. Okay, I feel bad. Man. Trolls is getting banned off the rip. I'm good at screening. Troy, what you mean you good? How you good at screening? Explain yourselves. Y'all saying y'all good at screening. I'm seeing people voting. We got 4 votes already. I'm seeing people voting, but nobody's. How are you good at screening? What makes you feel? Appreciate the gifted, 100 gifted. Appreciate that, man. What makes you feel? I appreciate that. Keep them gifts going, man. Keep that going all night, man. I appreciate that. What makes y'all feel like y'all are good at screening? You dig what I'm saying? Screen time feels. Shout out to who was just doing them gifts though, man. Comment so I can make you a moderator. Okay, I'm gonna wait till some of y'all come in here and start really chopping it up because y'all say y'all good at screening, but y'all need to tell me what makes you think you're good at screening. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let me get a wrench. Why should I give you a wrench, man? I got a lot of moderators. I got a lot of moderators. And this is what I'm saying, man. I fuck with you guys, Illa, but I'm saying people are not good at screening. Screaming or screening. Read the title. You know what I'm saying? Read the title of the video. I'm a dating and lifestyle coach. I'm a lifestyle and dating. What's good, Trav? I'm a dating and lifestyle coach. If I'm saying I'm screening, what do y'all think I'm screening? People in general, you should screen, but I'm saying like dating, bro. When you're out here meeting these women, I call it calm screening. Why do I want to be calm? I want to be calm because that's my personality, right? Another man might be aggressive. He might be more in the streets or wherever he's from, and he might be more with a different energy. But I'm calm screening you. You know what I'm saying? I'm super laid back. I'm chilling. I'm a nonchalant nigga. You know what I'm saying? Women be like, oh, I hate these nonchalant niggas because nonchalantness means power. Women hate power because it's too sexy. It's too attractive. Me being calm means that I could get other bitches. You know what I'm saying? Detroit. But for another man, women read calmness as attractiveness. Like that. Don't let them fool you by saying you're nonchalant. Bend over said I'm yapping. How I'm yapping? I'm not yapping, man. I'm ready to get into this content. We're gonna be live for like an hour or so, So we ain't gonna be live all night. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyone who say I'm yapping just don't get no bitches. I am new, so import happened. What you mean? Important happened. What does that mean? Lala, what does that mean? Lala look good too. How you doing, Lala? It's 503. It's 503. Yeah, it's 503, man. Physical screening. Hold on, let me highlight that. Physical screening, or I'm a lifestyle and dating coach, Lala. So we just talking about screening. Are you good at screening? Dating wise. I call it calm screening because I'm a calm nigga. I'm a laid back nigga. I'm a nonchalant nigga. You know what I'm saying? Women say, I hate nonchalant niggas. Like nonchalantness is actually power. Nonchalantness is actually power. Because once I start arguing and trying to go back and forth with a woman, that's something else. You know what I'm saying? So nonchalantness is power, if you ask me. You know, I don't care who you think you is, right? You start going back and forth with a woman, you're gonna lose. Physical screening or like values and beliefs. Well, physically, right? Like I just said, Lala's cute, right? So like physically, you could just look and you know you would smash a woman or not, right? So like that's y'all go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the like button and make sure y'all subscribe. We should have 8 new subscribers right now. It's 80 y'all in here. Guys can't screen women. Let's not act like y'all are good at it. Are y'all think y'all good at that? You can ask any woman on the face of the earth. You can ask any woman in the USA or overseas or wherever, and they all think we're all easy. So that's that right there. He said, what is a woman? A human being. That's what she is, a human being. Physical screening don't make sense though, because physical screening is like I said, y'all know both genders know when they see somebody they would smash. So it's not about physical. I'm talking about personality. Like you said, values and beliefs. That's literally what it is. Personality. Personality. Like I think that guys are just illiterate when it comes to dating, and I think dating should have been a class in high school. We had a health class, we had gym, we had chemistry, but we didn't have the literal how to be masculine, how to stand your ground as a man, how not to be gaslit as a man, how not to be tricked. You know what I'm saying? I think that we live in a tricky world. And I think that a lot of guys think that life is a joke. And that's why I attract a lot of trolls, because they're expecting me to be like playing around, but you get blocked fast. Like, and I can't wait to block people. And my moderators can't wait to block people. They do it fast, faster than I could even catch sometimes. I miss one of my moderators, man. I ain't seen him in a while. I don't know where he been at. But yeah, when I make somebody a moderator and they just snappy with it, just block somebody fast, I'd be like, man, listen, I fuck with you. She said, you mean like clapping way? What you mean clapping way? Listen, you could speak as vulgar as you want on this channel. This is a grown channel. I don't celebrate holidays, but happy holidays to y'all if that's where, because y'all might celebrate it. So Mex said, let me be a mod, bro. I got you. Listen, man. All right, man. I might have to make you a mod, man. I don't like being too easy though. But I might have to make you a mod, bro. Ubia says, what is your definition or of belief? A way of thinking. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's not that, it's not that intelligent of a definition. It's just the way your brain is wired. Like, do you like to argue with your men? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you arguing? A lot of women mask. There's a word called masking. So I think that's another thing that's been hidden from society for a long time. Like, because since guys are stupid, guys are illiterate to the world itself, right? They're not really attractive. They're not really experienced enough. They miss the fact that women come in playing coy and nice and all of that shit, sugar and spice. And because you want some ass, it adds another level or a layer to the dismay, to the confusion, to the poverty of game that you don't never had in the first place. I just tried donating to orphans, but couldn't. All right, you get blocked for saying that stupid shit. Let me see. Let me see. So yeah. Let me see. So there's a couple things I want to get into on this video. One of the really important things is that guys struggle with life in general, and I think a lot of some women get it, right? I follow certain YouTubers that I respect. I've been watching these guys for some time, and I love to, of course, now since I stepped into this lane, I love to watch other people's relationships, kind of like a woman, right? My mom always been watching people's relationships, and she's like, women love to watch love. They love love. You know what I'm saying? Me, I never give a fuck about love, right? I cared about fucking sports and shit like that. I cared about basketball and shit. But now that I'm older and I've um, what's the word? Refined myself. Uh, you know, I've never been unattractive. I think that I've just been illiterate to attraction. You know what I'm saying? Because women would like me for my looks, and that's another thing that we have to watch out for as men, right? Because everybody on Earth has two eyeballs, and that's the problem, right? We grow up watching TV, and so we said we're trained that if someone looks good, they are good, or if someone looks good, yeah, that's what it is. Um, that's what we're trained to see. The eye, the eyes connect to the brain tells you what's right and wrong. So that's a curse because you don't want a woman that likes you because you're cute. Now, when you're 18 or maybe a little younger and you're walking through the mall and women are, you know, they on you because they think you're cute, that feels very good. That's dopamine inducing. But you should have you should have cared about books. Well, I care about books now. So, I mean, woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? But now, you know what I'm saying? You got to come up with another insult because I care about books now. But what I'm saying is that no matter what I care about now, um, a lot of guys still fail at life in general. So the truth is, it's bigger fish to fry than arguing with your woman all day. And if you don't calmly screen women, you know, the word vetting and screening are kind of like synonyms. But if you don't calmly screen women, I'm gonna tell you the first line, the first like reason why you're going to suffer if you don't do that. The first thing that pops into my mind if you don't calmly screen women is this. Damn, I just kind of forgot the thing that I was saying. But what I'm trying to say is that one of the things, let me just find the next thing. A thing that will happen, right? I thought just name said Tasty Tay. She said, I don't care, nag. What you mean you don't care, nag? She said, I mean you just say smash. I thought you mean clapping. Yeah, I do mean clapping. Guys want to clap, don't they? I'm asking you, as pretty women in here, don't guys want to clap you? Um, and that's why y'all nag. That's why she said, I don't care, nag, because y'all are spoiled. Y'all are spoiled. Y'all think that, okay, I could get it anytime. And I had a chick come over my crib like a week ago or something. And I told her, I said something similar like that. I said, I don't think a woman could respect a man if we could be arguing and then you could just be like, shut up and get naked. And you get naked. And then I'm like, I'm not going to argue or I'm not going to stand up for myself right now because I want to lay down with her. You know what I'm saying? So that's a form of being spoiled. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, that's a form of being spoiled. But like I said, guys got bigger fish to fry. If that's the thing that's happening in y'all lives, then you haven't calmly screened anything. You have not like guys are rushing into marriages, rushing into relationships. And I don't even think that's a problem sometimes, you know, because sometimes your soulmate is right there, I believe, like right in front of you. Or the lesson you need to learn, or whatever it could be depicted as. But I think some things happen fast, some things happen slow. Some things happen in the middle. But that's besides the point of this video because personally, I'm not rushing into shit. Um, but guys' lives, women need to be consciously aware that. Well, women are probably consciously aware of this shit in the fucking first place. That money is very important to men, or should be. Not to every man, obviously, but women the reason why I give women credit right here is because they want money, and they usually have it over a lot of guys in certain situations. But they'll respect the guy who's going after money, but they won't really respect the guy that's going after them if he doesn't have any money. I feel like money is a big stickler for a lot of women. You know, they're like, oh, I want a nigga that at least has whatever the case may be, right? We could call it a cash baseline, a money baseline. You know what I'm saying? I already coined the term looks baseline, but then money baseline, right? You don't got to have $1 million to be at your personal financial baseline, your financial baseline. You could live out of your car. You could technically live in your mom crib if you pay rent. You know what I'm saying? It's really levels to financials, right? So I'm not here to say women are evil at all. I'm just here to say guys have to learn certain things before they think women owe them anything at all. Because it's delusional to believe. And this is why women talk shit. I believe. Personally, I think that's what happens. It's just a simple lack of respect. Am I wrong? Women, am I wrong? Hold on, let me see what he said. I'm afraid to say anything if your moderators are trigger happy. No, they're more than trigger happy, buddy. He said with timing out and blocking. Don't even focus on them because that don't see people like this. And it's just what I'm saying. People are just it's psychotic to me because it's like he wants to like I don't know if this is a he or a she, but it's like you want me to hold on, let me see. Let me see. Let me just finish reading before I react. Trigger happy with timing out and blocking. Sounds like you need better control of your channel. I sub so I don't want to get blocked. You just talking too much. That's all you doing right now. Just talk about the topic we talking about. And this is what I'm saying, man. What type of even reaction or comment is that? I'm a lifestyle and dating coach. You don't even need to worry about none of that. Just focus on the topic. With all due respect. With all due respect. Hold on. A belief is a thought that you hold on to. Behaviors follow beliefs. Well, yeah, you should screen a woman for that. Don't you think you should screen a woman for her beliefs? Or do you think you should look at her ass and then screen her for her ass? What do you think? I'm just the vessel. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just trying to highlight a couple things in this video that might be helpful, not only to you, but to the masses. These videos stay online and they continue to recycle. So I'm just saying, I found personally, like I bring my personal awareness to these videos. I see for myself. So even if people like, oh, he crazy, man, he batshit crazy. I'm like Einstein. Remember when Einstein they was figure like a lot of smart people, they figure shit out with nobody looking in their little bat cave, and then they bring it to the masses. And if people think you're crazy, they think you're crazy, man. I'm not. I can't change that. I've been called crazy. I've been called different things, but one thing about me, bro, I see bullshit from a mile away, and a lot of guys, they're on some bullshit. Hold on. What do you will eat for Christmas? Family lunch, fried chicken with watermelon or bananas with George Floyd vinaigrette. Let me know ASAP. Blessing, Choco Buddy. I'll just block that because we ain't got time to play with that bullshit. Let me see. Is this young Husala's son? Why somebody called me him before? Let me search up what this guy look like. American rapper. I see the comparison. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, I do see the comparison. I ain't gonna hold you. Hold on. Y'all might not can't. Nah, I see the comparison. Y'all motherfuckers be funny. I ain't gonna lie. My boy was with ASAP Rocky. Man, I've been listening to some music lately, man. I've been finding some real good music, man. I swear to God, man. I'm not even a music connoisseur like that. Like, yeah, I grew up like everybody else, hearing 50 Cent and Chief Keef, and I was rocking with the music. I grew up, hearing music, but I've been really on some Spotify playlist creative type creating playlist type shit, and I'm proud of myself, man, because your ears are just important as your eyes, just important as your mouth when you know what you eat. It's just important as everything. So you want to feed your ears straight game, and I listen to straight game. And Spotify got podcasts. Spotify got a lot of stuff, so I suggest that y'all get on Spotify. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Why don't you ban this bot? What bot? You talking about that guy just banned? Said why women who you know? What? What you talking about, Lala? Crazy because the girl that came over here, her name was Lala. What if 13% of the wizards cast 50% of violent spells? Would it be wrong to avoid those wizards? What if 13% of the wizards? Hmm? What the fuck? What type of question is that? Who gives a fuck? That's my question. Now, who gives a flying fuck? Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's a bot. You think so? It's some real wizards out here. I don't know if that's a bot or not, but let's see. I was gonna block them, but I don't know. YouTube said I'm a female. Okay, bet. And I was your question again? I forgot your question. YouTube blue butterflies. McLovin said, "Troll a troll fam. This crybaby already damaged." Um, who is back there? We discussing how well we engage with women. I'm late. Well, basically, yeah. Tech. What's your name? Tin Kogan. Did I say that right? Tin Kogan. Tin Kogan. Well, we're discussing a concept I created called calm screening, right? And it's really what it is because if someone makes you mad, a lot of guys lose with women because they are so emotional like a woman, right? So what they usually do is, if he's raised by a woman, that makes it easier for her to prey on him. But what he usually does is he's so obsessed with sex and feelings instead of thoughts and algorithms and patterns. So what happens is that the math side of him, the brain, the logic goes to the waste, literally, because that woman is able to be more logical than that quote unquote man. So I created something called calm screening because you got to put the calm in front of the screening because when I'm calm, my brain works a little more efficiently, if I'm not mistaken. And then when I'm, flustered or sex driven or whatever the case may be, or triggered or, mad, uh, or even trying to be heard, that's one of the slick ones. That's one of the blind spots, right? A woman could manipulate a guy because he wants to feel heard. An independent man can't be manipulated. Like a man who really does not care. And women know that. They know that. They hate it, but they know it. That's why they coined, I hate a nonchalant man. I hate a nonchalant guy because I can't argue with him. That's their reason. Not because anything else that they're gonna say, but just because that guy, he's unmanipulatable. I'm not saying women are predators in that sense. I'm just saying some women are, just like some guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that energy uh can't be avoided if you want to be heard, or you think her lipstick makes her a model, or if she's thick, or it's the same concept as the strip club. I see, like, I never was attracted to the strip club. Like, my spirit won't let me go in there because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. Anyone could fuck any of them chicks just because they got some money. It's a waste. It's like not real. It's not real life. To me, it's never been real life. I respect the hustle. And I respect the guys who go up in there. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to get it how you live. But for me, I just feel like that's always been. I went in there one time, but it's always been just like, it just never made sense. Now, if you well off and you got like millions of dollars, then obviously you'll go in there more probably. But it's just, I don't, especially like, being young and black, and we grew up trying to hustle or make some money for ourselves. So it's like, what are you do? Why would we go spend that on that? You know what I'm saying? We could get that outside. You know what I'm saying? So that was my thesis. I don't understand OnlyFans, looking at women's feet. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how we grew up. You know what I'm saying? And I was born in 95, but that's not how we grew up. And then, yeah, if y'all really use y'all common sense, y'all remember that wasn't common at all. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about power, in my opinion. That's why women like, it's like it's like hypocritical, right? It's like, I want guys to be weaker, but then when they act weak, then it's like, I'm bored. It's like the concept on YouTube right now going around. Women are like, why aren't guys approaching us anymore? It's like, they're beating their meat. What are you talking about? What do you act like you don't know what they're doing? And you're playing with your roles or doing some shit like that, because that's how it's what it's come to. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's come to. And this concept, calm screening, is actually the antidote, right? It's actually the antidote, because when you're screening, it's a sign of self-respect. And a lot of people are not going to put it to y'all like that, because who cares about if you respect yourself? We don't want you to have a spine. We want you to go in the strip club and pay for ass that you can't marry, that you can't create a family with, or a sustainable one, or a healthy one. That's really what that is. So, I mean, uh, and a lot of guys are just suckers. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, guys try to knock other guys down while women build each other up. That's what I see a lot of out here. There's a lot of suckers. So it's like a lot of guys that dads were not present, acting like bitches. That's what I see. So that shit's disgusting, but that's what goes on. Easy block. What does that mean, easy block? If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, marry a basic woman. Keep keep skating says that. Marry a basic woman. What is a basic woman? Can you explain what a basic woman is? I mean, I got my idea of what one is, but I don't know what you mean by that. She said, "Who is back there? Who is back there?" The fuck that mean, right? I don't know. Oh, Loki, I can see the resemblance. Yeah, can't front. Yeah, I see it too, man. Roggy? Gee, what does that mean, Roggy? She said it again. Lala said, "Who is back there?" Nah, you say that shit one more time, I gotta block you. I'm not gonna hold you. YouTube Butterfly said you're better looking and educated. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That was very kind of you. I really do. Stuck Ben said you're my favorite. All right, buddy. Yeah, man. Fuck out of here. So I'm talking about with you bitches. She said, yeah, be proud of yourself, bro. You've been creating hella Spotify playlists. I'm super ecstatic and super charmed by my life. I hope you are charmed by yours, but I doubt it. But I'm very charmed by mine. Like any little thing I do, I'm such a soothing, what do they call it? Um, like, you got your inner child and your inner adult. Like my inner adult is proud of everything that I do. You know what I'm saying? Everything I do, it could be anything. It could be making a smoothie. It could be pouring ice in a cup. It could be wearing old clothes. It could be anything. Uh, and when people see someone like again who loves and respects themselves, they can't stand it. So you just gotta remember that, man. G said it's hard work. Nah, it's not hard work, it's just work. Everything you do should feel like you're working on yourself. Other than that, you're dick riding somebody else. And that's what you little niggas don't get. That's what I'm trying to explain. You just got to be quiet and listen. That's what I'm trying to explain. When you're not focused on yourself, you're probably dick riding another man. What part of that don't you little niggas get? I swear to God, like I don't understand why you sexless niggas don't understand that. You don't understand that? You don't understand that, bro? Because you need therapy. That's why. You need therapy. You need all type of shit. And that's crazy. I'm trying to help you figure this shit out. You don't want help. Cause you a hater. Isaiah said I laugh my ass off. Scramble bro brains. Uh who is back there? On my left, I see someone. Nah, you weird. I'm getting you out of here. That weird. See, women are weirdos too. And again, some guys are raised by women that are weird. So it's just like I'm telling y'all gotta be careful. Jackson Love said facts. Technology cheese. I like hamsters. What? Grand Rising. What's good? Man, Roof, how you been? Love said you need Jesus. Call on Jesus, or you're going. Get out of here with that fake religious shit. Fake ass religious threats. The king is here. What's good, Rowdy? He said, Wounded Dream said, a wannabe Tate, which is pathetic in itself. Probably started in on this fake philosophical wave after an ex had the train ran on her. Stay lame. Listen, man, I don't give a fuck about Tate. Respectfully, I fuck with Tate, man, but I'm sure he's doing him right. You got his dick in your mouth too. But I'm just saying, that's just how it go. Again, guys hate men who are not trying to be like them, kiss their ass. Guys who got a mind of their own. You can compare me to Tate, which Tate probably has what? How much more money than you? Like, you know what I'm saying? How much more? Like people can't even measure up to Tate. If they got his name in their mouth, like toothpaste. You know what I'm saying? Like more than toothpaste, more than their toothpaste. And that's disgusting to me, man. Go grow up. Go figure out your life. Get off my shit, Wounded Dream. Get off my shit. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. You ain't got nothing positive to say. So anyway, like I said, when a man needs something from a woman, that's the end. I don't care what it is. When a man needs something, The key word is need. That's the key word in this video, need. When you need something from a woman, that's your ass. And it could be sex, it could be validation, it could be attention, it could be money, it could be approval, right? He becomes controllable, and women feel that instantly. You know what I'm saying? So for all the guys out here who feel confused when they're trying to talk to women, and then they feel like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, why did she ghost me? Or, why is she texting back so slow? Or, any little inconspicuous, little minor detail that you can't figure out is coming from that one thing. Desperation kills attraction. When a man needs something, and this the tricky part. You have to do the inner work to know that you're needing something, because the average guy can't fathom that that's what's going on inside of him. He's blind to his own bullshit. The needy part creates the resistance in physical realm, right? Because a woman could have gave you her number. Like, say for instance, a lot of time you might say, if you're following my channel, you may be approaching 15 women a day, right? So you approach 15 women. A man can't need? No, hell no, a man can't need. A man can only want and have. It skips need. Women need men. And even though that's an unpopular belief, but it's only unpopular because it's a lot of reasons why that's been woven out of society, I guess. But I mean, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, then again, like, like, if you don't know, it's the reason why you're going to struggle, because you're not going to build self-esteem. You're going to build other esteem. I think 95% of talking points other men be saying come directly from women, or women who, or men who, like I said, are real men, but they're not willing to step in front of the bullet and by no chances. So they're like, okay, well, I'm already a man. I got my wife, and this is how we doing this shit. She's going to talk her shit, and I'm going to let her talk her shit, which is cool. But for the guys who are lost, what about those guys? The guys who haven't seen a healthy relationship in their house growing up, or all they see is Andrew Tate and dating coaches out here, or, the misled. Those guys do matter. Amongst popular beliefs, some people think they don't matter. Now you speaking facts. What part did I say that was facts? I wasn't raised by my father, but I was adjacent, and I was around my dad enough, and I look just like him, and I heard that all my life, so I know it's my dad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I even believe I got a lot of confidence, but from being around him when I was, and I also, it's like, it's just tied in different ways. Like my sister, he was around my older sister, like he was living in the crib like before I was born. And then like I said, he never was like moved to another country or like far away or anything. I was able to be around enough, but like I would say, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever which way we want to look at it, I was raised by my mom and my sister. And then I had cousins, and but I'm from a small city, so it's not like, I was at my grandmother's crib, which is my dad's father, obviously. I mean, I was around my dad's father too. I was around, you know what I'm saying? It's not like these other, I think it's a gradient, it's a percentage, right? I was around, and also the generation that I feel like I grew up in, guys were manlier than they are a lot of the times today, in my opinion. So it's just like, I was always around masculine energy, and like my mom had stepdads and shit. Like I was always around man shit. So my situation is totally different than a lot of other guys. Now I still noticed that some guys, father is directly in their life. I definitely see that and how it affects them. So I see a lot of different things, but I feel like, again, man, like I don't cry over spilled milk either. And I think responsibility is something that a lot of young guys don't have. You know what I'm saying? You could be a guy whose father was there and you could still be soft. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. You could be a guy who totally wasn't around your dad and you could be 10 times more masculine. So it starts in the mind. It starts in the mind and travels everywhere else. So yeah. So that's my philosophies on that because like I said, even right now, like my dad is adjacent, like you know what I'm saying? Like actually very adjacent. But it's just like a lot of people don't know that because I don't broadcast anything, you know, I don't broadcast a lot of shit. I literally stay to myself. I stay to myself. I do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm 30 now, so I don't pay a lot of stuff attention. But yeah, I definitely don't been around my dad multiple, like very at one point I was basically living with him, you know what I'm saying? Like so it's just, you know, uh however y'all guys want to look at that. Uh but I believe cash controls a lot of people. This guy gonna call me the N-word. But some dudes daddies immature and thugs. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. It's like it's not doesn't so the dad thing matters, obviously, but at the same time, I think it matters on a scientific level, right? I look at these things because I got a nephew and I basically almost raised my nephew, you know what I'm saying? I was living in the same under the same roof as my nephew. So I feel like being around someone who cares about you, that's a masculine presence, definitely affects that guy. Cause he has somebody to look at. And he's like, okay, like this motherfucker is cool. He don't act like no bitch. And that affects their psychology, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. Like my nephew and my niece they don't lived in the crib with me and my mom from like when I was like what, damn near all my life. Like my nephew been around since I was like 12 or some shit. So he was around when I was still, my brain was really still holistically developing and shit. Uh, and so I say that to say they seen me with my first girlfriend for real. Like they seen the whole situation with they seen that. So they ain't never seen me as like, oh, my uncle a lame or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never think about it like that back then because I was getting so many bitches. I wasn't even thinking like that. But now I'm older a little bit. I'm like, I set some good examples. Like, you know what I'm saying? Playing basketball, having friends. You feel me? They wasn't around no goofy. But see, the crazy part is a lot of guys. See, when you live in your life, you forget that a lot of people ain't living theirs. But it's a whole world out here. So it's a lot of people who got a lot of different issues. Like they literally grew up on the internet. They literally different. You know what I'm saying? Some people like, but there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like some people are. That's the reason why some people gonna be successful. You know what I'm saying? It just depends. Do you love your life? I think that's at the basis of all things. Do you love your life? I love mine. You feel me? So sometimes even getting on this internet, it's kind of like you gotta take a break because it's people who gonna join in who don't even love themselves. It's gonna be annoying. You know what I'm saying? It's like I gotta block this guy right here. He said hell to Windigram. What does that even mean? Windigram going? Oh, you say going to hell? Yeah, man. It's like you already living in hell. If you don't love yourself right now, to me, you're already living in hell. You know what I'm saying? But cash controls a lot of people too. And I wanted to say that real quick. Money, a lot of guys chase either money or women, you know what I'm saying? And those two things get mixed up. Women want money, they want guys with money, all that type of stuff. It's just, again, man, the worst thing men could do is, while dealing with women, is a man must, and this is my opinion, a man must write down all the different ways that a woman could put him in a position where he needs something. How many ways can y'all imagine that women can do that? The first one, like I said, is wanting sex. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. Validation is after sex. Validation is after sex. This is why that whole semen retention shit is so fucking popular. Because it's a real thing. Because once you take sex off the table, then you're genuinely getting to know that bitch. And I think a lot of people don't think about it like that, man. But that's an easy one. The validation one is a little harder, because by you even talking to her, she thinks you want her validation. That's human, though. That's normal for all of us. If I go to a library and someone walk up to me and start talking, I think you think I'm cool. I don't care who you are. And it's subconscious. It's not conscious. It's subconscious. But by anybody even talking to you in the first place, it's a natural born thing inside of you that says, what do they want? Who are they? Where do they come from? Should I even be talking to this person? Who is this person? That's natural. But that validation kills off a lot of guys who have no confidence, because a lot of guys aren't approaching 15 women a day. So their validation is felt. Whereas though where I approach a chick, she's like, oh, I don't feel like he need anything. I don't feel like he really care if I say yes or no. Okay, here's my Instagram. I want to know him more, because they'll respect the person who they can't figure out. I'm just going to be honest. Attention comes, in my opinion, after y'all exchange information, because like I talked to my guy Townsend yesterday, when you texting a woman, I text you when I text you, right? There's a chick I'm texting right now. Like, I didn't text her all day. I texted her, I think, in the morning. Then I kind of like went throughout my whole day, and now I'm looking at her message again. Oh, what I'm gonna say to this? You know what I'm saying? There's always something new. But the attention part, a woman should want your attention, fellas. This is where this is like the third level, right? You got sex, validation, then attention. This is like the third level, because it's going to be a war or a battle in this area all the time when it comes to attention. Now, the average guy is so horrible at dating, because it wasn't taught in school, that he is going to want her attention, not even realizing he's a man and that she's supposed to want to drink from his fountain of life. She's supposed to want some of your attention. Y'all wonder why women don't want to break into your reality and do things for you, because she doesn't want your attention. She doesn't care, because she think you want hers. The average guy doesn't realize that it's possible to approach a woman and she still wants your attention. You can approach her, introduce yourself, she give you her Instagram, and because she's high interest, she wants your attention. Attention is currency, especially to a woman. She wants your attention. A lot of guys are not going to agree with that, because a lot of guys are approaching like low hanging fruit. Like, they're approaching low vibrational or low, like something that's dead, that doesn't really care about building anything in the first place. Like I said, going to the strip club or certain places that doesn't really, the mentality is dead. It doesn't produce life. It's nothing there. It's not a real. It's not a real. It's not. There's no life in that type of relationship. A strip club signifies you're already a loser. You already, as a man, the strip club signifies, not to everybody, because everybody's lifestyle is different. So listen to me with a grain of salt. Don't take it personal. Some people, but if you're me, the way I would look at myself, like, okay, you're a loser. You're going in here to pay for some sex because you're not fucking bitches. You're not doing that, buddy. And that's desperate. Now, hold on. Let's look at this real quick. It says, desperate men get ghosted. Desperate men, and this is facts. I don't care what it is in life. Desperate men get ghosted. So guys got to figure out a way to be less desperate. Take a piece of paper, write down all the ways that you could be less desperate. I always talk about hobbies, activities, and events. Guys having hobbies, activities, and events. If I'm playing chess at a chess club, what the fuck type of desperate could come out of that? I might meet a chick at the chess club. If I'm running track or if I'm boxing, you might not meet a woman at the boxing ring, but maybe there's some boxing clubs I don't see some with hope that women are actually the fucking coach. Desperation is like cologne. It's on you or it's not. It's like a spirit that could get in you, like a demonic spirit. Desperation is a curse that can be cured. But I want to just clarify this for you guys out here and put this in your hearts real quick, that desperate men get ghosted. If you want to get ghosted, stay desperate. If you don't want to be ghosted no more, subscribe to my channel and learn. Because I will not say anything to y'all that will ever make you desperate. I will actually ensure that y'all will never ever be desperate again. If you're 20, then through your 20s, then you do your 20s to your 30s, you're gonna be like, God damn, I ain't been thirsty since I was 19. If you're in your 30s, you're gonna hit 40, you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm happy I subscribed to that nigga, Coach GL Dub, because he made sure that he got all that desperate shit out of me. I'm not desperate. And beating your meat does not make you desperate. Just like her playing with her rose does not make that bitch desperate. Stop being easily gullible. You beating your meat does not make you desperate. Now, you excessively beating your meat. If you beat your meat 3 times out of 7 days, that's not desperate. It can be desperate, but it's not. That's like mid. You're on the road to being desperado for sure. Mr. Desperado. You're on the road, but you're not there. Some guys literally can't go a day without touching themselves. So you're winning, buddy. You're ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. If you beat your meat 3 times out the week. Now, if you beat your meat 3 times, maybe you should pay attention and get it down to 2 times out the week. That ain't shit. In fact, you're right there next to 1. 1 day out of 7 days out the week, you're a fucking pro. You're an expert at not beating your meat. Right? And it all ties into everything because the desperation is felt. It's not really, it's sensed. It's not spoken. It's sensed. If you tell a chick, if a lot of guys telling a lot of guys, dating coaches telling guys to hurry up and tell her to come over. Hurry up and tell her what to do and all of this stuff. I'm not so fancy about those beliefs. I believe, yeah, if you should work on your mouthpiece to where you don't have a problem, you don't struggle finding the words to execute. That's different than telling a loser to push for something that won't not happen for a loser in the fucking first place. A guy who's never been there before, a guy who's not a bossy creature to start with, telling him to tell a woman what to do will surely get him yelled at within a week tops, because she's gonna know he's not really like that. So that's a bad method, I feel like. Hold on, let me see if y'all said anything. When you kicking it with your girlfriend, do you love life? What do you mean? Of course. Why would you? You never stop loving life. I think that's a myth. Why would anybody? And I'm a lifestyle coach. That shows you exactly why, like how much I love my life. I decided to become a lifestyle coach. And this is a form of lifestyle coaching, what I'm doing right now. Consultant. What the fuck time do you got to not love life? What do you think you're gonna live to 150 or some shit? What point in life do you make the decision, consciously of course, to stop loving life? Where does that even fit in? How does that happen? Even if I was in like horrible positions, jail, wherever, why would I, like, it's still a choice. Still a choice, buddy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I think that the fact that you even think that it's, again, this comes from being raised by women. Even though women are good, but like, listen, I love women. They just can't help men the way they thought they could. They can't. But some men who are open to listening, they can be helped by women. But everybody's not even going to have an ear to listen to a woman, because those guys struggling, they're not even going to be able to hear what women, because a lot of women are smart and they got a lot of good game. It just, if the guy ain't shit, he going to hear all the wrong shit. So that's what it be. But you can lose the gusto, you could lose the vigor for life. But I never didn't like or didn't love my life. And I think that's a big shocker for some people, because I've been through some harsh times in my life, some very traumatizing experiences. And I was just mad that I was going through the experience. I was never mad at life itself. I was just mad that, okay, I went through this. This was some bullshit. That even scratched the surface of my shit. I'm mad. It's like having a beautiful car and you're like, damn, I'm mad that this shit got a scratch on it now. But you don't hate the car. You love the car more. And because you've been through something, it trains you to be like, I see and I'm experiencing how much I care about this shit. See what I'm saying? How do you hate your life? How? Where? When? Who? Why? How? A woman could make you think you hate it. A woman could, just the only thing, a woman is a great opponent to a man, because they are the reflection. They are the reflection. So a woman is everything you're not, and you're everything she's not. It's like the devil is like it's like salt and pepper. It's like black and white. They are the literal opposite, and they can actually probably make a person think that, or give you the illusion that life is even hateable at all. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's not hateable. Unless you're seeing it through a woman's eyes. You have to see it through a fucking woman's eyes. So by dealing with women is not the problem. You have to find the right woman. You have to find the right women. That's what life is about. Not finding gold, not finding a treasure chest. The right women will set you free. The ones who will go to hell and back for you. They're the ones that love you. Thank you for the gift. My bad. I'm so stuck in thought right now. I didn't even appreciate that, man. Shout out to you for the gift. I really appreciate that. But yeah, the right woman, the right women. I'm watching this whole Deshae Frost and his girlfriend shit. Is so funny to me. And the word polygamy came up. They was having a therapeutic, they went to couples therapy. That's the first thing I watched when I woke up, actually. And I'm like, yo, he might as well just go into this polygamous shit. And the therapist brought that up. He's like, why don't you? Because she got a twin sister. His wife that he married got a twin sister. He's like, the therapist brought that up. And he's like, why don't you and the twin sister, why don't you date both of them? And they saying this right in front of the girl. The girl was like, no, I don't want to share him with my sister. I want him to myself. And I think that's what most women in America have been trained to believe, that they want the man to themselves and shit like that, which I respect. Don't get it twisted. I respect the culture. I'm just saying, if you find yourself, ladies, in a relationship with a guy who get bitches before you came along, it's nothing wrong with you wanting him to yourself. It's something wrong with you confusing the word want and need. I think that's where things get wacky. When you think what you want is what you need after 18 years of age, and you think what you want is what you need and you can't decipher it. And if for you fellas, if you find that, you know, you have a beautiful woman, but she's scared of the sharing you need to train her out of that, because it's a mental thing. Like, jealousy is mental. It's a mental, because you know the saying, like, if you don't, the saying people like, I don't mind. That saying come from you're not thinking that deeply about it. You don't mind. It's not that serious. I don't mind if you go get some candy out of my dish. I don't mind. But you mind sharing your man. But that's your sister. You know, you should love your sister. You should share with your sister. You know, I know that sounds cult-like and all of that good stuff, but I'm just saying, women are only scared of that type of shit. They're not really going to, like, they think they can't do something, but they can. That's what it all is. Psychological. You get comfortable. You're like, I think I got something finally for myself. Fuck my sister. I lived with her all my life. This bitch don't need my man. But try it out. Try it for a week. Try it for a fucking week. And when you realize you don't want to wash the dishes and your sister get her ass up and wash them while you smash this guy. But women are like, oh, well, when I go out shopping at Target, I don't want to come home and then feel like my man's in the bed with my sister. But guess what? It's not going to hurt you because he's not cheating on you. But you can't see that because you're indoctrinated with seeing it one way. So you can't realize that when you go to Target and you realize they slept together, that who gives a fuck? Because guess what? Imagine he do it behind your back. Or imagine that he cheated on you. You know, like, I guess I just said the same thing, but imagine that anything, he leaves you. I mean, it's a plethora of different ways for infidelity to happen. If y'all sign a contract that says y'all can't do that thing, which is coming to y'all naturally to do, right? And I believe if more guys had more polygamous relationships, especially with twin sisters, that when those girls fuck another guy, they wouldn't have to explain that to him as much, because he wouldn't give a fuck the same way. Like, he's gonna care if you tell him, but if you don't tell him, y'all could get away with that better because it's two of y'all. And then it's like, it's just better. I think it's more economic, if that makes any sense. I mean, I could be fucking crazy, but I think that will even work better in the woman's favor anyway, in terms of, because most women complain like, okay, he's having his cake and eat it too. Why can't I? But in reality, that nigga probably don't care about that much. It's just that if y'all sign up for loyalty, both of y'all are tricking yourself into caring about something y'all originally never gave a fuck about. The thing about the Shay situation that's so weird, right, is that they just married each other. She's from London, and they just married each other like in a matter of like 2 weeks or some shit. So they had like an instant marriage. But from the looks of it, they hit it off fast, and his wife seems she's attractive to me. You know, she's very attractive. Her and her sister. And, you know, my whole thing is polygamy might be the fucking answer for real. For real. They might have been joking about it, but that shit might really have to happen, bro. Because niggas is jealous, women is jealous. It's just jealousy. If I put all my eggs in your basket, of course, if you fuck somebody, I'm gonna be tight. What type of, no duh. because I'm sitting here taking you so serious. Like, but if we're in a polygamous relationship, I'm taking you even more serious, if you ask me. Because now it's like, okay, she the type of person, she understand live and let live. Like she not on no like petty, like possessive ass shit. And that's gonna make me think you're more beautiful. But then it's like I get to enjoy the part of you that is like, I get to enjoy multiple parts of you at that point, you know what I'm saying? Instead of us just being in this tight situation that feels claustrophobic at times, not only maybe for me, but I guarantee a lot of women feel that way. And then we got all these terms in science that explains it perfectly. Distance makes the heart grow fond. So when she's shopping at Target and her sister is here massaging my feet, and then she come home and sees her sister massaging my feet, she might be a little jealous because that's natural. Just like kids get jealous over their mom or their dad with their siblings, they get jealous, right? Because it's natural. Jealousy is just an indicator that you fuck with that person so much. You want their attention over that person. But it's when you handle it maturely, I believe you grow in them moments. You don't grow in the moments where, like I said, you spoil the person and that person, just like I said, with a real parent. Like I got a sister, I got siblings, like I understand, like somebody may be getting the attention and then somebody may be like, damn, like, what about me? You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here, I love mom too, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? You grow in the moments where you're like, all right, let me grow the fuck up and lace up my boots and just let them bond. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? What the fuck? I think I'm fucking some fucking something you're not. You think you're something you're not. But that's ego driven, isn't it? So that's the same concept. I think that's across this, the whole spectrum, the whole chessboard. It's like, live and let live. You know what I'm saying? Respect the fact that your man is attractive. And at least I would rather, if I was a woman, no diddy, I would rather have a twin sister that we both share this nigga than me and some other random chick, because it's gonna be harder to vet. I mean, it'll just be more work. If we already got the twin sister here and she thinks he's cute like I do, let's get in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm already in. My sister's gonna be around anyway. And then she probably thinks he's cute already. So if she thinks that, let's find out. Let's call. Hey, he said he wanted to be in a polygamous relationship, and because if she starts smiling and laughing, that means she was looking at that nigga anyway. So y'all might as well, before shit get crazy, invite her in. Don't be stingy. Don't be selfish. Invite her in. You know what I'm saying? Because they're newly married. They just got married. You see what I'm saying? So if y'all just got married, I see why she would be a little defensive at first. But y'all just got married, so it's better to do it now and rip that band-aid off now than later on nigga cheat on you. I'm telling you, that's called thinking ahead. And I might be crazy, but I'm crazy and I make some fucking sense with my crazy ass. Or what? But I'm not the only one that's crazy, because a lot of men pulled that shit off and it's going that way, bro. All roads point to that same shit. Do you think Epstein was good? Was God retiring from guiding for a little bit? I don't even know who Epstein is. I know I heard his name, but y'all be surprised. I don't even know who that is. What's for breakfast? I'm fasting right now, buddy. I'm fasting right now, man. Some days, damn, I dropped the phone. Some days y'all just gotta leave that food shit alone. Sometimes y'all just gotta let your body relax, let your organs relax. And then, like I say, eat fruit, fast. I call it FNF, fasting and fruiting. Fasting and fruiting, man. Like sometimes, if it ain't fruit, structured water, if it ain't healthy, if it ain't reproductive, why are you eating it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? I mean, yeah, sometimes I cheat because who I live with might put something in the fridge and I might see it and be like, all right, well, I'm in the mood for that. Let me just go ahead and do it. But for the most part, man, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing today? For the most part, man, all 11 of y'all, make sure y'all subscribe, man. We should have 11 new subscribers, man. This is some real game. And also, I got to get back to reading some of this, but Andrew said Akbar. Venom said Allah Akbar. We got some Muslims in here now. Jackson says hi. Peanut butter and jelly. Nah, that shit nasty. It's not nasty. Actually, that shit good, but it ain't. It's good. It's good for the taste, bad for the body. Jackson said, "Can I have mod?" I don't know. I don't like making. Sometimes y'all come in here and ask, and I make y'all mod, and y'all be good. But sometimes it's like I don't want y'all to ask. Sometimes just come in here and talk, and then I'll make you a mod. Subscribe and let me know you subscribed, and then I might make you a mod. Gaddison said, "True. True what? What did I say? I've been talking for a minute." Dominic Republic was good. Keep said, "If you ain't rich, what you doing at a strip club throwing money for a naked dance?" Well, yeah, it's my whole point. It's like you better off going to KFC and getting you something for $10 and going the fuck home. It's like if you can't pull a bitch in public, what are you doing? You know, that's how I looked at myself. Like I've never been an approach type of nigga, right? So, like I always tell y'all the story. After I got home from Job Corps, so I was 24. I realized like this niggas with way more game than me out here, like because I always knew that, but I never cared. You know what I'm saying? But I noticed like I get bitches, but I don't even like the fact that a nigga could even make me feel like he could take my bitch. So that shit right there bothered me. I'm not gonna hold you, but I felt like I needed to learn game. I did, and I felt like approaching was the first thing I started to. That's the first thing anybody, I guess, starts to accumulate from the YouTube coaches and videos and shit. I remember the day like it was yesterday, man. I was actually watching Mr. Lucario shits. And I went out there, man, and started approaching bitches. And I didn't care how old they I'm saying like I was 24. I'm saying I didn't care how old they were. Like that, like it was a chick at the worked at this store. And when I say that, I'm saying that to say this. She looked at like she was like mixed with like Pakistani or something. Like she was sexy though. Like, and when I say I didn't care how old they were, I'm saying they was older than me. And like I could tell like not out of my league, like not saying I felt like she was out of my league, but in a way, like I felt like she the type of chick that I felt like I was crossing into a new territory. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, cause like when I was at Job Corps, like I would flirt with some of my teachers and shit like that for the fun of it though. Like I was just on some asshole shit. But like I knew my boundaries as far as like, okay, I'm flirting, but if they throw it at me, then they throw it at me. But I'm not really expecting them to throw it at me because you're my teacher or you're my principal or whatever the case. But I noticed they would be the fastest ones to throw it. But I'm saying like I still knew like as far as like classmates and shit, like I knew like women like I knew my you know what you could do and what might be challenging. At least like you don't know because you're being a bitch because you don't know. But I'm saying like you think you know, even if you're not an approaching type of nigga, you're gonna assume like, oh, I might be able to approach this chick, but like my classmates, you could approach the fucking women in your you know, your grade shit. But you're gonna draw a line on certain older women. You're gonna be like, all right, she look like she older. She just might be moving. She might be a little too experienced. You know what I'm saying? She might you might fear that over fear talking to a chick that you sit at lunch with or some shit. That's what I'm trying to say. So once I learned like the dating coaches and the approaching shit, I'm like, okay, I gotta go out there and try this shit. So I went to the store, and that's when I seen this older Pakistani type chick. She was some fine shit. And when I say fine, it's grown woman fine. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And so I'm like, all right, well, let me approach her and shit like that. I don't even think I did approach her though. I think I just froze up and just looked. Cause at that point I had like that expectation like to do it. And I'm like, I don't know if I don't know if I'm built for this shit. I don't know if I'm a approaching ass type of nigga. Cause all my life I just kind of just been myself, just chill, laid back, and just let it come to me type shit. So I felt like I was out of my fucking uh my element. But sooner or later I learned how to do an approach. Like I learned the structure of it. And I was proud of myself. And I was like again still approaching older women and shit like that. My energy just changed. I think I was a little more confident that if an older woman came around me, I would know more what to say. Uh at least on at the beginning initial of the thing, like because game is obviously or unobviously, I don't know, different than just talking to a woman and being cool with her and shit like that. You know, so uh yeah, so the whole throwing the money or going to the club shit, I did that at one time because it was like I was young and shit. And I just, my friends went, so I went with them. And, it was a vibe. It wasn't nothing really bad, but it just, I felt afterwards like, bro, this shit's a waste of time. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't really fuck with it, man. I don't really fuck with it, man. It's all right, though, but it's not all right. It's not all right. I ain't gonna lie, it's not all right. I don't like that shit. In fact, yeah, I never fuck with that shit. Um, Red Movado says blessings. What's good, Red? Mikey Dogs say y'all gotta get one out once in a while when you're in a drought. Just saying, and that's the thing. You should never really be in a drought. That's why I need y'all to subscribe to this channel. Well, I don't need you. I want y'all to subscribe to this channel because the drought is. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It's life. We're human beings. We have human experiences, but I feel like if you're really you're not going through no drought. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. That's genuinely how I see this shit. Because once you know what you're doing, how do you have a drought? Just like driving your car, like you know what I'm saying? You don't wish not to crash. You just at some point you're like, there's no fucking way I'm going to crash. Like, I've been doing this shit too long. And if you do crash, you're gonna be a little embarrassed. Like, how the fuck did I crash? You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like how I see game. It's like once you know certain methods and ways to basically get it to happen when you want it to happen, it's like, how can you go back to ever not know how to make it happen? You know what I'm saying? Because game is a concept. It's just like learning how to drive a car. Before you do it, you're like, what the fuck? Like I feel like I know how to do it, but I don't. Like I said with the approaching, I was like, I felt like this shit shouldn't be that hard, right? But it's like now you really got to remember like certain things because you're talking to a grown ass woman. You're not talking to a woman your age that just think you're cute. Because women that's your age that think you're cute, she's doing everything she could. Like she's basically thirsty. She's basically being thirsty. But a woman that has a kid already, she works in like a corner store or some shit. She a little bit different. Like she don't see life. So you gotta come at her like yeah, I'm young, but I'll fuck the shit out you. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta come at her the right way. And so you really got less room for error than you're going to think. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna think that she's gonna think I'm cute. She's gonna know I'm young. She's gonna know this. That shit doesn't move her. You know what I'm saying? She don't give a fuck if you're young. And she's going to smile at you like, oh, he is cute. You know what I'm saying? Like she's gonna give you those um that grace, but because at least you're talking to her, at least you got some nuts. But by her age, and if she's attractive, how many niggas could that she could fuck? She's not gonna take you serious. You see what I'm saying? Uh, now there are times because if you do got game, that's what I'm trying to say. That's why it's like a fucking it's a switch that's on or off. You either got it or you don't got it, and that's really true because a lot of people do see it as a gradient. Like I'm here, I'm working my way over to having it, and that does happen. That is a thing. But if you're not diligently, urgently searching for ways to cut off, like I said, the thirst or the little things that make you who you are, because being a loser is a personality. It's not you, it's a personality. There's a lot of niggas that are losers. There's a lot of niggas that got game. So it is like a switch that comes on at some point because you know how to move. I mean, like that's really what it is, like at the end of the day. Because you can't fake it. That's what it really is. Like it's like if you got game, other niggas might not see it as much, but the women are gonna see that because they're getting directly affected by that. But other guys are, they're affected, but they don't really care. You know what I'm saying? But the women are like having a literal, visceral, somatic experience to how you move. So they're like, okay, will I sleep with him or not? That's literally a very demanding question, a taxing question on their end. So when they feel that, they're going to think off the rip, like the fact that I'm even considering that, there got to be something there because most guys are not going to spark any flame inside of women. I mean, I ain't gonna say most guys. There's guys who do and there's guys who don't. See what I'm saying? But if you're a guy that she looks at and you're not generally her physical type, and then she still feels that, she's like, oh, damn, I might like him more because I didn't think I would like this motherfucker. So I just think that, you could beat your meat and have a whole lot of game. I know niggas who literally was like that because I got cousins. And I know them niggas' personalities, and they are the porno. I could tell like conversations like they're porn niggas. Because again, the generations are different now. Niggas is really relying on it. But I feel like what type of person he is, he just did it because he's a freaky nigga with a mouthpiece that could really fuck bitches though, and older bitches. But it's just that's what niggas do. They watch, especially again, like back then, like it was just like, having pornos in the room, that's like a thing. So it's not like now how guys are villainizing it, but I think people are burnt out now because the guys who can't fuck bitches in real life are popular now. Like when I got back from Job Corps, that's why, like even DDG, like I wasn't really I remember clicking on his video when I got back from Job Corps, my first ever DDG video. And I said, who is this geeky looking nigga with all these cars and all these watches? And he has some fine women around him too, but they were just his friends. And you know how it go. Because you got the money and shit, he's already around the bitches and shit. But I say that to say, these are the guys with all the porn access now. So of course, it's going to be way more corrupted now because they're not like the guys I'm talking about that I grew up around that was really talking to bitches and really about to fuck the baddest ones. Like, and they really got game. And they really, like, I don't see my cousin on the phone when I was younger And I was impressed with how he was able to hold a conversation with a bitch. And a stranger bitch, not one that he knew, but a stranger. And it was like he was just this smooth motherfucker. Like he was just smooth, bro. Like it was no doubt in my mind that he wasn't smooth. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you know when you see talent, you know when you see Allen Iverson playing basketball, you know what I'm saying? You know when you see it. So yeah, man, being your meat don't make you a villain at all. In fact, do it, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta have that conscience part of yourself that's like, all right, well, I know I could do better. But when I'm doing it, I'm doing it. I'm enjoying that shit. But I know I could do better. That's the difference between a winner and a loser, in my opinion. Because I genuinely know and I have done better. Somebody else, like I said, it's a lot of new guys, new generation. They might have had some experiences talking to some women, but they not like the wolves I grew up around, and I'm not like the wolves that our forefathers grew up around. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. Like the people even I looked up to, they're not going to be like the people that came before them. So it's just respect. But to think that porn is not corrupt and it's not here for like it's not like it can't be like a bad thing, that's crazy. Because again, you can form an addiction, you could form a reliance, you can. I thank God I was born in 95 because I was at the end of the tunnel with that shit. I was born at the end of the tunnel, man. Right after Pac died, well, a year before Pac died. Like when men were still men, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like um porn is natural, man. It just depends on how frequently you're doing that. It then turns it unnatural. You know that saying too much of anything, it ain't good. That's facts, bro. Too much of porn ain't good. Too much of even grinding on your goals ain't good. I believe relaxation makes you come back stronger. And I look at porn that way. Like when you don't touch yourself for a minute and then you go ahead and do it, it feels better. And y'all know I'm right. And then also, when you don't touch yourself, it make you more confident around bitches, in my opinion. Because again, it's like I'm full of life force. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm literally the fucking uh the prize is in my nuts. Can you release it? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you? You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, she will. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you're the store owner. You're the supply. You're the giver. You're a man. You're the giver. So, and women are the yielders. So it's real shit. So it's like that concept makes total science in my mind. I don't doubt that part of it, and I don't seen it. You know, I don't seen different phases where I couldn't beat my meat because I'm in school or I'm here, I'm there, and you know, obviously women are gonna find you sexy, but you could go through a moment where you're more access to, you might be in the crib more often. You know what I'm saying? So you might watch more porn, and you will somatically, which means feel, you will feel, oh shit, I feel emptier, or I'm more bored these days, or one day leads to the next day. You beat your meat, or you know you might be waking up late in that day, the next day, and ain't shit else to do but to order pizza and beat your meat again, or watch some videos, or you might just live a life that's like that. You know what I'm saying? So that might spike the amount of times you do that, but uh being ashamed of it, I think that's where guys go wrong. I ain't gonna lie. Like shame is not a good thing. In no form of life, it's never gonna be good. Shame, guilt. Um, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that shit. That's not, and that shouldn't interfere with your game. Your game is your game. Do you know what to say after she say what she say to you? That has nothing to do with you pulling your shit. You could have pulled your shit and been still the fucking grandmaster pimp of this shit. or you could have not pulled your shit and still not knew what to say. So that's just a blame thing that people do when they ain't got no game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like you said, if you in a drought, man, I guess, but you should never be in a drought. Oh nah, I ain't know you was talking about some weird shit. All right. Mike said it's also about self-control for real, for real. Well, yeah, discipline come from that. Discipline come from that from you. A lot of things, the food that you don't eat, you know what I'm saying? It comes from everything. Discipline is all around us. You know, it's just a matter of attention being on it. Discipline could come from being more arguable or more debatable instead of being agreeable with everything everybody else said. If guys want to be technical, being around women makes you stronger because they're always trying to get you to agree with something or they're always testing your boundaries. In reality, that the right perspective in the right situation makes you a better man. So something that breaks another man down would have built another man up. See what I'm saying? If he was looking at it like the other man was looking at it. And I'm not babbling, bro. I'm just responding before I even get back to the content. What? How you feel about men, Laura? Lara or Laura? I think it's Lara. Lara Clark. She said that's a personal preference, like family sinking, lack of men. So share him. So share him, he will provide. That's a personal preference, like family sinking, lack of men. What you mean sinking, lack of men? Sinking, lack of men? Yo, bro, show it. Nah, that's crazy. Hold on. Time said, game like Will and chat family, have a blessed Christmas with your family and amazing beginning of the new year 2026. May all your opportunities that God has coming your way. Shout out to Time, man. Larry said, hell no, not twins, boo. Are you poly or mono? I'm both, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm both, like, but I think like right now I'm looking at the poly game for sure. But it's just like I'm mono right now, right? For now. You know what I'm saying? I'm mingling, going on dates and you know, singular shit right now. But for me, I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure that out because I know, especially we about to go into 2026, I could just make that decision right there and just be that way from out the gate, just from 2026 for the rest of my life. Just tell women that because you got to set that standard as a man. You can't meet women and like consider being monogamous. You know, you have to kind of have your mind made up. So, but just for the record, I would say polygamy is more my conclusion of myself for sure. I would say that's more my conclusion that I've come to realize. But yeah, twins is fire. I feel like twins is fire because it's like y'all already know each other. You know what I'm saying? If y'all good people too, that's what it is. Like the shit I see with Deshae and his girls, she just seemed like a great person. And her sister too. They were raised the right way. You feel me saying? I could tell they was raised the right way. So they might be young and they like to have fun still because they're young. They want to have fun. Like they like to go to the movies and like little shit like that. But they not gonna really get at nigga like his life not gonna be horrible because he around women. Like some guys they fear like if I get one woman and she stressed me, then if I get two, that might be double the stress. But it's like if those women, that's why I said because they already have a relationship with each other, they sisters. That's gonna take the ease off a lot because it's like they already know each other. They got a relationship with their father. They come from London. You feel what I'm saying? London is different. You know what I'm saying? They're well mannered. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all go click on the Shade Frost channel and look at, they just went on him and her just went on a date. I think tonight because they live stream and then they post everything from the live on the channel. But the way she acts, the way his girlfriend acts, I could be in a poly relationship with her and her sister without a shadow of a fucking doubt. And even if it was just a mono just with her, though, like I feel like she's a good chick. You feel what I'm saying? However, you know, the shit crazy as shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think they match. They match. So it's like I think all the arguing and the loud woman challenging shit, that shit corny. You know what I'm saying? So if you saying have a poly relationship with one of those chicks and type of chicks inside of it, I'm not poly at that point. Because even if I got one of those type of women and another type of woman, I'm going to be single with that wholesome woman. And the other woman just gonna be jealous and mad because we're gonna always be arguing, or I'm gonna always be like, all right, you can leave. I'm just gonna stay with her. You feel what I'm saying? So it's gonna be like a waste of time. So when you ask am I poly or mono, it's both at that point because it's an open door for another woman to come in. But the first lady has to be with that poly shit too. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women ain't in America, to be honest. Some are, some ain't, but the women I cross paths with, they typically ain't with that shit. You know what I'm saying? They typically ain't with that shit. So, you know, that's why I say like I believe in the poly stuff, but I'm not never been in a poly relationship. So if that's what you asking, nah. Jordan Bowen said, what's screening? Screening is like vetting. So screening, like I said, I call it calm screening because just like I just said about the Shay girlfriend, like you want to get a good feel for that person before you even like he jumped right into the marriage within 2 weeks, but that shows a lot though, that because I never seen him do that before, but like he get bitches, you know what I'm saying, for what I seen. But I think he also drew in a lot of women that were good for sex, but they weren't really his type, and he weren't probably really their first choice. So yeah, I think that's what be going on a lot. And if you screening is just screening, like let me see what type of chick she is, let me put her in this situation, that situation, let me get a feel. Most people, they get a feel during the actual relationship or whatever the case. But I mean, you gotta screen, bro, because my whole point for this video was if you have any desperation in your bones, in your body, screening becomes 10 times. It don't become screening anymore. It becomes a circus or a rodeo or some type of dance where you lose track of because you're not really paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So focus is a big part of dating. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Focus is a part of everything. Like people think the people who built Rome wasn't focused, or people who, it's all focus. It's like, and that's another reason why y'all don't want to date a chaotic woman, because a chaotic woman is going to have you off balance. and then you're gonna be like, okay, well, shit, she just called me a bitch ass nigga, but she already called me this, that, and the third before that, so I'm not gonna break up with her now because she been disrespecting me. Nah, you should have checked it first of all, but because you wasn't calmly screening. See, when you're not calm, you get into shit you don't even supposed to be in. By being calm, she not gonna call you that first of all, but if she does call you that, that shit gonna snap off regardless because you're not even paying that bitch no attention in the first place. But then when you're invested energetically, oh damn, like I care, you're sexy, you got a fat ass, all these crazy shit going through your brain. If she violates you, it's hard to like kind of like it just makes you feel like a certain type of way, I guess. Are you a gangster or a quarter zip kind of guy? I don't know, man. I could be anything I put my mind to. You feel what I'm saying? Screening, yes, Lynn, screening, like vetting. Jeffrey says you're nice. Yeah, I'm kind of nice. Laura says poly only works when the man is a leader and can tolerate Eve's curse retention. Ah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I agree. I can't now, I was gonna look for a rebuttal, but I can't really rebuttal because it's like, yeah, what can I say to that? You know what I'm saying? I just was talking about semen retention and all of this. At the end of the day, everybody's sex drive is different. And the average guy is not honing in and again focusing on what type of nigga am I? Like at the end of the day, a woman that you get in a relationship, you find sexually attractive. And like I already could see you, Lyra, like you're an attractive woman. Like, so like certain outfits that you could throw on, certain things you could wear could activate certain things. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you're saying if a man can't control, he can't really have two women. Is that what you're saying? Because you said Eve's curse. I don't know. I don't know if I ever. Hold on, let me see. What is Eve's curse? I'm on ChatGPT, by the way, for y'all who don't know. Eve's curse come from the book of Genesis. Oh, okay, so you're a Christian. Genesis 3:16 and is usually explained in three layers: literal, rational, and symbolic. Number one, the literal biblical meaning. After Eve eats from the tree of knowledge, God says to her, pain in childbirth will be increased. Desire will be toward her husband. He will rule over her. Oh, okay. I guess I see what how that could be. So traditionally, Eve's curse is understood as physical pain and reproduction. So at one point is what we're supposed to believe, like birth wasn't never a painful thing before she ate an apple. Emotional, rational dependence. So because she did that, women are emotionally and rationally dependent on men. That makes kind of sense to a degree. Male dominance and family structure. So they're painting it like this was not supposed to happen until she ate an apple, which is confusing because it's like, is this natural for you to be leaning on men or is it unnatural? You ate an apple with a consequence that says you're leaning on men. The rational psychological meaning. Many scholars and philosophers interpret it deeper than biology. Your desire will be for your husband. This often reads as emotional attachment becoming a source of vulnerability, love turning into need, desire creating imbalance and power. He will rule over you. This isn't necessarily saying men are better, but that power dynamics enter relationships. Love becomes mixed with control. Harmony is replaced with hierarchy. In short, love becomes unequal. This shit confusing the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie. Uh, the symbolic archetype, archetypical meaning, most important. Symbolically, Eve's curse represents consciousness brings suffering. Larry, you gotta explain this shit. Consciousness brings suffering. To who? Desire creates attachment. I could see where they're going with that to a degree. Um, Attachment creates power struggles. Maybe. Once humans became self aware, innocence ended. Desire replaced harmony. Relationships gained tension. This is why many but polygamy isn't even a Christian thing. So why would we use a Christian text over something that ain't Christian? Polygamy is more Muslim. You see what I'm saying? So why would I have to overcome Eve anything if we're not talking about Christian? Lynn said, "What the fuck?" Steve said, "Merry Christmas." Merry Christmas, Steve. I don't celebrate holidays, but I do appreciate you saying that. Laura said, "Real men don't cheat; they keep it real." Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. So it's like by knowing yourself, though, you can't keep it real if you don't know what you want. And I appreciate you asking me if I'm polygamous or not, because that's an important question. Instead of women asking all these little inconspicuous questions to see if you're going to cheat, which they really can't. I mean, maybe they can tell, maybe they do got some game in that way, but it's not really real. Men are by nature not liars. Now, some men lie like a motherfucker, but I'm just saying, by nature, men are truth tellers, meaning that if a woman asks, "Are you poly or not?" I'm hoping she asking that because she trying to see what's up. But women don't address men like that. You know what I'm saying? My bad, y'all. They address men a little differently. They address in America, especially, like, because, like, again, Muslim culture, the women are looking for those things. Christian culture, women are looking for monogamy. So me being raised in America, it's like I'm running into nothing but monogamous women, like, you know what I'm saying? 24/7. I grew up around it, went to school with it. So so it is what it is, bro. But it's partially in my blood, but from my mom's side, you know what I'm saying? Pancho says her family would never accept you. Man, fuck her family. How about that? Um, if they thought like what you just said, because I would never accept them if they didn't ever accept me, so it wouldn't even matter. Because only a sucker wouldn't be accepted. Now I could tell you ain't been listening to the class. You showed up late. You showed up late to this class, buddy. Because if you was here, you would have knew not to say that to me. Because you a bitch for even focusing on her family instead of her. Victoria, how you doing, Victoria? Desiree G, how you been? How you been? Uh, Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm putting up more decor. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Thais says, "I respect your honesty." I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Happy Holiday said, "Why the hell would anyone ever want more than one person to date? Polygamy is insane to me." Let me see. I'm thinking you're a woman, Holiday. You're a woman. You gotta be. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, first of all, everybody's unique. Everyone has a different brain. And I think that I want to put that out there on this channel because a lot of people, I've noticed that that's a big thing. Like, people think that their belief has to be the belief, but it's like, nah. I mean, you could believe anything you want, just like just like anybody else. But I think it's beautiful when people like, whether it's polygamy or monopoly. When people see the world the same way, I mean, what can you do as a singular person to those two people, who believe the same thing? You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to go into like the whole like back and forth thing, because I feel like arguing or debating about things I believe only makes me look like I don't believe it. But I mean, I think what I think, you think what you think, bro. Like, I feel like, whether, again, I'm gonna say it one more time, whether it's monogamy or polygamy, it starts with two people, unless those two women are twins, or they're so much friends, or they're already in a relationship and they come in as a package deal, and they're like, hey, you're cute. We want to get to know you and see if you want to be in a poly relationship. And I think that as that takes place, some people are going to be mad and jealous or envious or territorial about those things, but it's really not their business. You know what I'm saying? Like anything else, like if you do, if you have money, or you're trying to do, like, the way you get your money is the way you get your money, and it's a secret. It's really nobody else's business. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not nobody else's business. I could sit here and go in circles all day about how it's not nobody else's business, but I think that's the most important thing. And that's what I kind of crave in a woman anyway, is a woman who's not so like mainstream. Like she's like want to be like, oh, they think this, so I think that. Like, it's just corny. It's corny. I mean, despite popular belief, it's corny. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't want to be popular. And I know I'm a YouTuber and shit like that. I don't really care for the fame shit, for real. I mean, it'd be cool, but I'm not really stressing that. You know what I'm saying? So I always been a laid back guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about those things. And I enjoy the humility in a woman. I enjoy a woman who's to herself. She's smart. Like I said, she's honest. She don't really, you know what I'm saying? She's not trying to be like Mrs. Popular. That's corny to me. But she's still not corny. She enjoys life. She knows what this song is, but she's just not really, like, I think Deshae got a perfect woman, actually. Like, I see the way she react, and I was watching the whole therapy session. Like, she's just not an asshole. You see what I'm saying? She's just not an asshole. Now, she wasn't really agreeing with the polygamy shit like that, but I could tell it was because she really liked him. So then it's like, okay, well, that's different. But it's like, I feel like she still was open, because she was like, do you want me to call my sister and ask? But it was like she was just saying it. But when the therapist was like, yeah, you should call your sister and ask. And he was like, yeah, call, he's like, you should call her. He's like, she really called her sister. Now, for some reason, her sister didn't pick up. And then she was like, you want me to, like, she kept going. She was like, you want me to call on Snapchat? So, but then, like, they went into a different segment in the therapy session where Deshae had went out on the balcony and the girl stayed in there. So the therapist changed the topic and they kept talking. But I would have loved to see how her sister would have reacted in that situation, man. Because her sister and her look just alike. I honestly like her more than her sister, but it might be because I'm seeing more of her than her sister. Her sister kind of just still single. She still played a cut. She just be happy for her sister. You feel what I'm saying? But that's why I feel like she'll be I see the one that he's married with. I see her personality, and I'm like, I just could tell, like, they're good people. You feel what I'm saying? So I think Deshae's life would go up by 10x if he was in a poly relationship with them twin sisters. Yes, twin sisters. Ain't no rule in the rule book say they got to be fucking strangers. You know what I'm saying? Now, it might be a little weird, but I don't think so. I think having two strange women and putting them together, I think that's weirder. To be honest, it's a lot more like, it feel a little bit more infidelish in my mind. Now, being sisters is different in my mind than being twins, because they look just alike. So because y'all look just alike, it's like, I'm not really cheating. You know what I'm saying? It don't really feel like I'm cheating. It don't even feel like I'm doing anything wrong. It feel like I'm embracing you and her, and I'm treating y'all with the same amount of respect. Honestly, it feels that way. The only thing is when shit turns from respect, people get all antsy at that point. But if women could appreciate um that man and then appreciate each other, which they already do, I just don't see how it wouldn't work. That's my whole thing. I don't see how it wouldn't work. Only way it wouldn't work is if that main woman was jealous. That's the only way. Because the woman that's coming in after really ain't gonna be jealous. Because she don't have no emotions attached that much yet. So she's not gonna be jealous. The first woman might feel a little stupid because she's like, oh, I thought it was just gonna be just me and him. So that's where that shit might be a little bit. That's why, like what Lorraine said, guys got to come in telling women like, hey, I'm polygamy. Do you want to be a part of this shit? Because it's yes or no. You know what I'm saying? But once you make a woman feel special, and then you say that shit, she gonna look at it like, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Just simply because she ain't signed up for it. That's the only thing. What's good, Z-Lot? Says, so your wife won and paid child support to the other one. What you mean? I ain't no child support shit going on over here, man. So Southern gentleman said the Bible is the tree of knowledge or of good and evil. All right. Teresa said, when you become more aware, you get scary, and they're all still lying. Man, I just think people complicate life. That's all. I just think people complicate it. Merry Christmas to Jay. Southern said the only way to learn is to love yourself. To be true to yourself, you will begin to be aware of knowledge. Yeah, I heard that stupid ass question. Don't ask me shit about Diddy, nigga. I don't know shit about that man. Fuck out of here. Tyrese says, so wait, I was late to class too. Is this just something you decided to do or what? Or you've seen something that made you feel like life would be better? I've been a poly type of nigga, man. All my life. All my life, bro. Um, to a certain degree. Because I was raised on my mom's side of the family where it was Christian. So at the end of the day, you would think that that would be more like my personality, but you just not. It's just like it's not really who I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I respect the monogamy thing. I think it's overhyped. I think it's popular. It's popular. That's the only difference. It's popular. And because the other thing is not so mainstream, it's not all over MTV and BET and shit like that. Your brain discounts it. It says it's not that important. And I've seen early in my life, I've seen my grandmother be a sister wife. I don't think people understand that shit. So if that's what you're asking, that's your answer. Because what you see modeled early, it wires what feels normal, not what feels right or wrong. Jay Goldrise says, imagine that I've just got into a crash and the first thing she does is pull out damn phone and start recording TikTok and internet attention. What a world we live in. Yeah, man. I don't know if that's who you date. You should that's who you dating. That's kind of crazy. Dixon. I don't know what you are saying. Talking about Christmas. Talking about Christians. What you mean? We got 103 votes. 43% said they're good at screening. And 58% said no, they're not good at screening. And I think the average guy doesn't know what to screen. You know what I'm saying? He has zero insights on what it is he's looking for in exact. You know what I'm saying? You got to be exact with it. Because the more women you talk to, the more exact it's going to become. C Black, what's good? Screening means vetting. It's a different word for vetting. I call it calm screening. Because you got to stay calm when you're screening. Because you just got to stay calm at all times. That's how, a man is calm. So when a man needs something from a woman, he becomes controllable, and women feel that instantly. Desperate men get ghosted. Men who don't need anything get chased. Wait, you said screening what? Screening the woman. I don't know if you're talking to women at this phase in your life. I don't know if you're dating. I don't know what your situation is. Attraction flows towards the person who can walk away. I think I'm just trying to give some game on this shit. What's good, Light? My guy Savage, what's good? Balance to all. So, Will, what's good, man? How you been, bro? How you feeling? We just talking about this game, bro. We talking about calm screening women. You know what I'm saying? It's very important. Very important. I call it calm screening because I'm gonna stay calm, but I'm screening your ass. You see what I'm saying? Self-respect is a non-negotiable standard. Self-respect is what stops you from over-texting, over-explaining, or accepting low-effort behavior. That dynamic trio right there. Over-texting, over-explaining, or accepting low-effort behavior. Most dudes have so little game that they'll take whatever will take them. No, facts. That's facts. Faith said, peace, light. Hope everyone stay in light because you're light. I'm going to listen in and piggyback light. Okay, for sure. Shout out to Faith. Shout out to Black, C Black. How y'all doing tonight, man? Oh, this morning, man. Yeah, we're gonna be live for like another 30 minutes. It's 7 o'clock. We're gonna go live for another 30, something like that. We've been live for 2 hours. So we're gonna do that, man. So you don't double text to feel chosen. You don't audition for interest. Yesterday I talked about going to the gym and the library. You're in the gym or the library, you talk to women, you simply don't chase women, you simply open up conversations. And you don't go to the gym and library for women. You go to the gym you go to the library to read and find books. You go to the gym to work on your physique. And if you're a looks maxer, you're a looks maxer, but you go to get your gains or your weight or whatever it is. And those things have nothing to do with women. They just impact women indirectly. But when you're around women, you don't audition for interest. You just say how you doing. And a lot of guys, like my boy C Black just said, they got so little game. And I don't, it's a consequence of certain things. But when you got some more of it, you just say what the fuck you want to say. Yeah, you just say what the fuck you want to say, man. You don't tolerate disrespect just to keep access. This is big. That's big right there. You don't tolerate no disrespect. Because people will say, because like when you know the saying, people say everyone got something to say until they get punched in the mouth. That's true. So a lot of guys will play tough, like, okay, I'm not taking no disrespect from no women, whatever. It's easy to say when you're in the crib, right? But when you really in front of a chick that's actually your aesthetic type, like she's your type to your eye. She's catching your eye. She's caught your eye. And she says one thing that is slightly not in agreement with your program or wherever you want to take it. It's an unwavering sovereign law that you dismiss that bitch. Hold on. Patience. All right. Practice complimenting. Just say something nice to random people and game will come. That's true. Talk to everybody. When I was in the library the other day, I spoke to everybody. Well, not everybody, but people I felt like talking to. People I felt like made sense to talk to. People like sometimes people will come around you. They'll come into your vicinity, or if you see it, obviously I'm a dating coach, so if I see a chick that I think is pretty, I'll go say something. But or like, yeah, it was an older woman who I wouldn't sleep with that came around, and she said something about a book or something, and then I was like, oh, I don't know where I got this book from, and she was like, well, she just helped me find where to put the book back. That's a simple, low convo. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing I'm extracting from that. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that I'm not trying to get nothing. Or some people work at these places, the bookstore, or those are always good people to, whether you're in a gym or the bookstore, those are always good people to at least say something. You know what I'm saying? I let people say stuff first a lot of the time, but there's a percentage of the time where I say, oh, how you doing, man? Like if I'm in Trader Joe's grabbing some food and then I get to the counter and like, how you doing? Yeah, I say how you doing first. Because I'm way beyond social anxiety and shit like that. Like I done been approaching women all year. See what I'm saying? Wounded Dreams had childlike advice from a childlike mind, tripping over the R words so often immediately invalidate your propaganda. Tripping over R words. You still in here, man? You still in here in your feelings, man? You still in here, man? You a wounded woman or a wounded man like a woman? Answer that for me. Carl was good. C Black said, start building a list of must-haves if you're dating with purpose. If it's not there, she's not here. Yeah, he was in here earlier. He's just mad because I called him out. He was saying some stupid shit. But yeah, you could do that. Take out a piece of paper, write down some must-haves. But again, I think that's also kind of a little off for like, because I speak to guys who are at all different levels, right? So of course, a guy who got game, that will work for him. because he got some game. But guys who don't really got game, if they write that down, I don't know if it'll work or not, but I just think that it'll worsen them maybe first before they get better, but it'll worsen them at some point because I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I feel like guys have to talk to more women. Like that, I think that's the exposure therapy. They need to be exposed to talking because a lot of the time what a lot of guys don't realize, the only thing making them unattractive is their tongue. You know what I'm saying? They either talking too much or they're not saying the right things when they talk. You know what I'm saying? Faith said, I would say, to not view her for your pleasures first. You will fall into lust every time with that route. That's facts. He said, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. That's Sirach. That's in the Bible, 25:21. I like that. I'm gonna screenshot that. I ain't know the Bible was cooking like that. But yeah, man, they stumble at I be stumbling like a mo. I was in Walmart the other day after I left the library. I went to Walmart. Like I said, man, I told y'all, if y'all look at my videos on my channel, yeah, man, I'd approached like 15 women that day. It was like a couple of days ago. And of course, I'm approaching nothing but beautiful women. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day. But I think we all have a type that we might like, kind of like what bro just said, see black. Like it's good to write shit down because there's nothing wrong with having a type. But if you don't draw a line between your type and like a woman that's not your type, that's better for you, then you're gonna be confused because that's just like the guy who eat Popeyes. Like I like Popeyes, but that's not my type of food. I like to eat healthy food. So I need to avoid Popeyes and eat watermelons and shit. But you see, I see how that could definitely be. So really, see, Black got game because what he said. Write down a list of must-haves. Write down a list of must-haves. I don't think that's the Bible either, because I never heard of Sirach. What religion is that? Is that Hebrew? I mean, is that Jew? But what is that? What is that, man? That was some game right there. Because if you stumble at her looks, listen, every woman I don't stumble, I got fumbled. Period. I ain't never stumbled and ain't got fumbled. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So that's some game right there. That's from the book of, I don't know, because that's some game, because pimps will tell you that. I mean, anybody with any game will tell you that man, because I don't have some beautiful women and they stuck around. But the one secret thing I didn't realize was that they was on me. I wasn't chasing them. I wasn't calling them beautiful every day. And there was some guys around that might have been calling them beautiful and she was not fucking with them. But because she thought I was beautiful, because she was chasing me, it just made sense. Masculinity ain't gonna chase nothing. You see what I'm saying? Femininity is the one that does all that moving around and shit. A man just gonna show up and talk. And that's it. Sirach low-key cooks. It's the book, it's the Bible of the Catholic book. Okay, let me screenshot that. See, there's a lot of religions out here, and I'm not really like in like a part of, so I wouldn't know, but that's definitely some real shit, man. That's real, bro. That's real. So I commend all the Catholics for that, because the Bible will teach you a lot of other stuff. I feel like the Bible make you kind of simpy a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because they tell a man that a woman is your rib. Like that kind of made me feel like a simp growing up. He said, at my level, I couldn't insult a woman and then pull them. Indeed, it is. It's a lost book in the Apocrypha, the hidden books. I read heavily. When you make friends, don't be too quick to trust them. Make sure that they have proved themselves first. A lot of what you're saying line up with a lot of my beliefs. Savage, a lot of what you're saying lines up with a lot of my natural born beliefs. So is it possible somebody could be a part of a religion without knowing? Because I think that way already. You see what I'm saying? Faith is God. Bless you, bro. Keep spreading the word, brother. And don't be so quick to credit the woman because she fine. Shaking my head. That's facts. That's what I'm telling you. When some of the fine chicks I had, I never gave them no credit for nothing. I felt appreciation for certain things they was doing. Like I appreciate like nurturing things. You know, I was raised by a woman, so like if you bringing me like if you buying me stuff or bringing me lunch or feeding me and doing shit, I'm gonna feel like damn, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with you heavy. But like you said, the credit part, the credit. I feel like this too. Never let a woman take her credit. A lot of women, especially now, they think they could take their credit. Oh, I did this for you. I did that. Nah. Calm your ass down. Because a lot of women are doing things, but they're doing too much. So it's like they'll baby you or rotten your shit. They'll make you rotten. Like I was just telling some girls earlier, a lot of women are rotten because a lot of guys will give them D, even if that woman is disrespecting him. She'll say, "Shut up, bitch. Just fuck me," or she'll do something sexual to kill the argument. And the guy will be like, all right, well, you know, fuck it. Nah, it ain't fuck it, man. It ain't that. It ain't that. It ain't that. Because another woman would have never disrespected you in the fucking first place. And because you ain't got no game, you just can't see it. But another woman would have never did that. So that's real. That's real. And he said, no, everyone should. So everyone should write down a list. Yeah, I believe that though, low key, because now that you're saying that, I'm remembering like, yeah, I just made me a little list. I just made me a little list like what, 2 days ago. And there's definitely certain things that but like I said, I'm further along than a lot of other guys. And I mean, I don't know where every other man is at with his dating life, but where I'm at, I could actually write that down and it'll make sense. But a lot of guys ain't even scared. They're scared to approach women. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if you're on this channel and you still scared to approach women, like we don't made it over 1,000 subs now. You know what I'm saying? We are over 1,000 subs. If you still scared to approach women, I'm telling y'all every week, approach 15 women a day. If you still scared to approach women, you're just not listening to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I went out to the library 2 days ago. I approached like 4 women in the library. I approached like 4 women in Walmart. And then I hit the mall and probably approached like 4 more women. And then on the way home, I went to ShopRite and approached like 4 more women. So four, that's 16. 4, 8, yeah, 8 and 8, 16. So y'all think that I be just talking on the internet. Like, I feel like some of y'all do. But nah. And out of all 17 of them, the averages are not going to be 17 women that's fucking with you. If you know anything about women, you know that that's not going to happen. But a loser would be like, man, you supposed to have all 17 of them, bro. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Whenever you're going and approaching something or somebody, if women are coming to you first, you're going to have all, or not maybe all, but like a lot of them, of course. But if you're approaching, it's not going. That percentage is not going to be that way. Let me see. All spiritual books I read, as long as it brings the light of Creator. And yes, I am an Israelite by blood, but a faithist by identity. I don't prescribe. Hold on. Oh shit. I don't prescribe to one West. Let me see. Hold on. I don't prescribe to one West camps or any of these teachings. That's understandable. That's understandable. I see that. I see that, man. I feel like I might be an Israelite on the low. You know what I'm saying? Alice says Christmas is tomorrow. Yes, it is. He says Sirach is not Catholic. They stole those books from us. He said, have you read Enoch? He said, yes. I just read it again. Read Enoch like 7 times. I almost bought it recently. I'm not religious. I'm a faithist. It's universal knowledge to all people. It's inclusive to all. A faithist. That's why your name is Faithist Man. Yahoo Savage. Faithist. Lux Wellness was good. Faithist said, I think so too, Carlton. Writing things down is a superpower. No, facts. Literally superpower. That shit is different. Like, that shit crazy. Cause like, even for your memory, like, your memory is not gonna be able to be like, you know what I'm saying? What made you stop smoking cigarettes? Shit, I don't know, man. I ain't know I started. How you know? Like, how would you think that? Why would you think that? Carlton Black said, better be careful what you allow in your mind, Faithist. That's real talk. Why you say that, man? He said he an Israelite. But yeah, man, self-respect, bro. When y'all dealing with women, that's really what it is, man. Because like, here's the thing, bro, and I love the word self-respect when it comes to dating. And here's the reason why. Like, I really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like if a woman doesn't text me back or doesn't respond, I personally don't give a fuck. And in fact, I be kind of happy about that shit sometimes, like, because it's like, again, when you all approaching women, you're approaching them because they look good. Let's be honest. You're not approaching no ugly bitch. So if she don't hit you back, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Fuck it. I did what I had to do. I approached you. I don't really give a fuck. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys, that's another thing. A lot of guys, they care, bro. That's because you have 5 going at once. What you mean? Wait, get one of those at wristbands. They track everything you say and create scripts. Nah, I might need that, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. That's a Christmas gift that I would accept. I don't even like gifts, but that's one right there that I would probably accept. I'll be on Chat GPT so much, like, I fuck with that shit. But yeah, it's easier said than done to not tolerate disrespect. But when you love yourself, you centered in yourself, you know yourself, When you know yourself, you grow yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you know yourself, you won't tolerate anything that's deducing or deducting anything from you. Swag, confidence. You just love yourself. So it's like, so if a woman is treating you like you're not that guy, you just don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not saying that she's right or wrong. You may not be that guy, but you just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not your responsibility to give a fuck. Anything she think about you is not matter. It does not matter. Does not matter. It does not matter. What do you date for? I don't know. What do you mean? What do I date for? What is that? Say what's your purpose? Hold on, let me see. Get one of those. Oh, because you have five going at once. At will. What do you date for? Your purpose. I think that's one of them like things that's like. Hold on. Like it's not that I'm trying to say like I date for sex, or I'm not trying to say anything shallow, but then I'm not trying to say anything like super like what's the word? Like a stout, like a scholar or anything. But I don't know, man. I think like it's not like something like it's not like something like a it's not one of those type of things. I think that when you frame it that way, like I'm dating for this or I'm dating for that, it's like more like too business. It's too much of like a business. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like a vibe. It's not like uh I don't want to lie to you though, but I don't want to say anything that's like cheesy, like oh I date for this or like you want to. I don't know. I don't think that that's like. What do you date for? What do you date for? What do y'all men in here? What do y'all date for? Because the simple answer would be to meet someone and you know uh but I know there's a more media trained answer for that, but of course you want respect and you know. I don't care, just curious what a dating coach is saying for themselves. I'm a lifestyle coach, and dating, I always make sure I say I'm a lifestyle coach, and dating is just one leg of the table. You know what I'm saying? If it's four legs of the table, dating is just 25%. So uh, I don't think my answer should matter because I think that if you like women, then your answer is more important to you. The same way my answer should be important. I don't think that's a conversation. It's some podcast I'll be watching that uh a lot of guys get together at this table and then they talk about relationship shit, and I subscribe to them because I fuck with this type of rhetoric, this type of content, but I don't think every question is like a real. I don't think every question is answerable. I don't think every question is answerable because I feel like if you ask any man that, they're gonna say some bullshit. I really do. I really do. I feel like if you ask any man that, they're gonna say some bullshit. Three legs on a stool. What are you? Four legs? Question mark. Three legs on a stool. What are the four legs? I said to a table or a chair. A stool is right here. Four legs. Four legs. If you don't do it with a purpose, what's the point? What's your purpose? What's your purpose? That's what I'm asking you. I'm not gonna steal your answer or anything, but I'm just saying, what's your purpose? What's your purpose for dating? If you say kids, marriage, legacy, I mean, those are good answers. But like I said, it's still, I don't know if those are like four different things. I mean, it's a relationship. It starts with somewhere, right? It starts with saying hello, but where it ends at is pretty much like up to you and that woman. You know what I'm saying? I can't really give you an answer because everybody's dating life is so unique. So unique. Oh, you're married. So that was your goal. That's what you're trying to tell me. That was your goal. That was your goal to get married. I just think, like I was saying earlier, man, I believe in polygamy. So I think that a lot of people have different perspectives, bro. No. So what was your purpose? My garden is my foundation as a man. I don't date anymore. Mrs. Yahoo doesn't exist, but I was dating to find a woman or a group of women that is comfortable in her Eve and is able to tend to the garden creator that blessed me with. Again, that's a wonderful answer. I mean, I think again, this is a question he's asking that I personally, it ain't that I can't answer it, and it's not that I won't even in the future answer that, but I don't really think that answer, I don't know how to answer that. I think it's a little too far. Maybe you're older than me, you're ahead, you're down the line, but I don't think like that because I think that the word purpose, when I think of a word purpose, I think of like a job. I think of like you come to this world with a purpose, and the woman is not the purpose. You see what I'm saying? Maybe it could be though. That could be a part of your purpose, but for me, I think that I don't know. I ain't think like it. I ain't look at it like that. I didn't look at it like a purpose. I don't know, bro. Like a purpose. I'm trying to again like that's I ain't never frame it that way. But I do see what you're saying. Like if you don't have no purpose, it could be seen as like weak amongst other men. They could look at that like, oh, he's dating just on some young shit. He's just trying to fuck a bunch of bitches. But I don't think that's me either. That's not my character. Even though when I was younger, me and my friends, yeah, we wanted to fuck every chick that we could. But now that I'm 30, I'm not really on that. So I trust myself to know I'm not just irrationally fucking bitches. You see what I'm saying? Um, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like I move with a sense of integrity, even if I don't know what the purpose is. I still move with integrity enough to know if something is misaligned or not working out. You know what I'm saying? So it's just either way it goes, it's gonna be the same thing. Um, and when it comes to like I just think I don't know. You should ask yourself that. He said, "Nah, you should be her purpose." Exactly. I feel like I should be her purpose. You're overthinking my question. He said, "No, my purpose when I was dating was to close the next deal." Oh, you said was or wasn't? My purpose when I go to a restaurant is to eat. My purpose is your reason for doing something. But biology is my reason for like being attracted to women. Is that what you're asking me? Like I can't. I'm not overthinking. I'm simplifying. I'm trying to. I like simple things. And that question was, I think it was a little too. It was a brainy question. It was a scholar question. I feel like it was a question that I think maybe as a man you expect me to just either answer or not. What's my purpose? Tell me. What is my purpose? You're going to be wrong. Guarantee you're going to be wrong because You can't really. I mean, I guess you could guess, but validation from who? I like that answer. A lot of guys do it for that, but validation from who? Validation. That's a good one. I don't think nobody could validate me on planet Earth. To prove to yourself that you can. Oh yeah, you're right. I could validate me. You're right. Uh, uh, to prove to myself that I can what? Carlton Black. Prove to myself that I could what? You got me all wrong, buddy. Is your wife telling you what to say? I get the feeling that your wife is telling you what to say. You said to prove to yourself that you can pull. Um, let's look at history. Every man that was skilled at something, right? Every man that was skilled at something, right? Um, was the big deal in their mind like I'm doing this to prove to myself that I can do it? Or was like again, you said you was a salesman, a closer. So if you're a salesman, then are you doing that to prove that you could be a salesman, or are you just is it something you're passionate about? Is it something that you could be driven in a certain area of your life? You could be, I only eat corn that is cooked by hand. What? Um, just because you take interest to something, I don't think that makes you validation seeking in no capacity at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it makes validation is like a. It's kind of like you're looking for something that's not there with me. It's a lot of guys out here that would have been the right answer for though, but I don't think validation is something that is pushed mainstream for all people through music, culture, and all of that. So, but that's not. I'm the worst person to say validation to. It's not. It's never that. It's never that. It's never. It's never going to be that. I don't think nobody could validate me. I've been validated early in life. I don't think a woman is powerful enough to validate me. I don't think that a woman giving me her number or sleeping with her, none of that's going to validate me. None of that shit. Because I don't did all that shit at young ages. You see what I'm saying? So how can it can't? Uh, if I sleep with another chick or whatever the case may be, it's not even in my mind or my memory the next week. You talked you talked to 16, 17 girls the other day. It's about validation because you can. I tell guys to approach 15 women a day to break the fear of talking to women. So I see how you're misreading that as validation, but I've been valid all my life. So there's no validation to seek. Everything I've done in terms of women in my life has been directly correlated to my own path, my own. I think this generation of people can't accept that a person is passionate about something, especially women, without them like feeling like I don't know. A lot of people compare people to other people, so I think that's what you're doing. But I'm here to tell you, man, you're off the mark, man. You're off the mark. I'm not. There's nothing a woman can do to validate me. Yes, women have energy that we don't possess. Their feminine energy can give you a sense of they can they're special, they're important, and all these good things, but uh I'm not saying you're invalid. Wait, hold on. But you're not afraid. Dot dot dot. I'm not afraid, but I at one point, look, when I was growing up, women used to come to me a lot. So I was never an approaching type of guy. So when I got back from Job Corps when I was 24, I searched up the dating coaches, found a dating coach, and I wanted to learn how to approach. So that's what I did. And now that I'm my own dating coach, or now that I'm my own YouTube channel or whatever, guys who come to me that seek what to do, I tell them to start with certain things. I give them a starter pack that could get them off the couch. I give them a starter pack that could get them into the real world. Even though the world is layers, but no, you're not looking for women to validate you. You're validating yourself. I see what you're saying, but like that's also like a paradoxical question that doesn't really hit home for me. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't really connect. Like I see what you're saying, but that's not me. Um then why do you date so much? What's your goal? I have no. What do you mean a goal? What is a goal when it comes to chemistry? That's my question to you. If you and a woman have chemistry, if y'all are connecting, if y'all bond or whatever the case, whatever words you want to put in there, what is a goal? A goal is like I said, marriage or something down the line, right? Can't be anything that you already have because it's a goal. It implies that it's down the line. And I don't even feel like I should tell another man what my goals are with a woman. I don't think that I don't think you haven't even told me your goals. You just told me that you're married. You didn't tell me your goals. Like your goals is something you don't even tell other men. I feel like you don't tell another man your goals. That's how I feel. That's personal information. And I feel like, again, to me as a YouTuber, I give other men advice to go have their own goals and have their own missions in life and shit like that. So I'm a lifestyle coach first, and then dating coach is just a fucking 25% of my lifestyle coaching. Now I talk about women a lot. So if someone's watching, they'll be, oh, this thing. I don't have people say that before. Oh, life is bigger than women and all this bullshit. But it's bullshit. Yeah, life is bigger than women. That's a no-brainer. But there's dating coaches out here. There's barber coaches out here. There's all type of coaches, and I just think that the lifestyle coaching part of me, you might resonate more with. That's homophobic in a way that I've never heard before. That's homophobic in a way that I've never heard before. Man, you must be a troll, a clown ass troll. What are you talking about? You probably don't got a wife for real. But you want to argue with me now? Some shit. You want to? What are you even talking about? I try to show you some respect. I don't think about you. I don't think nothing about you. I don't care enough. But obviously, you can't read the room that I really don't care. But I'm just saying, I block people fast or savage to block you. But that's just so you can stop yapping. Well, what is you saying though? What is you saying, bro? What is you trying to say? Because you obviously beating around bushes. No, I'm not gonna block you right now. I'm gonna block you when exactly at the time I tell myself to block you. But what I'm telling you is you're beating around bushes. You're not being manly. I don't know if you have a wife or not, but you're not being manly. A lot of suckers have a wife. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I think that a lot of people are just misled. Like you can't have a wife and still be a sucker. You ain't hear shit I say that was homophobic. You know what I'm saying? You hearing everything you want to hear. I honestly don't care if you, I know you don't care, man. You about to get blocked. Don't rush it. Just chill. Just chill. Your time is coming. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of the benefit of the doubt to see where you're going, because any real man would have just left. If the channel ain't for him, he would have just left. Hold on, let me see. Talking about you got a wife, so fuck that mean. Fuck does that even mean? Y'all niggas think y'all got a world heavyweight championship belt on because you got a wife? Y'all niggas is crazy. You settling in the first place. You a settling ass nigga. Asking me what my goal is. The fuck type of gay ass question is that, nigga? What's your goal? Why does your dick get hard for women, buddy? Why does your dick get hard for women? You beating around all these bushes and shit, trying to figure me out. You weird. Got your wife with you, giggling and cackling and shit. You weird. You probably what they call it? What's that? What's them guys that let niggas smash their wife and be watching? A cuck. You on some cuck shit. And if your wife giggling with you, you definitely a cuck. You definitely a cuck. Let me see. And you writing smiling emojis in here and shit. Like, I know something wrong with you. Game over Jess said, are you Spider-Man? Let me see. He can't be more concise because he ain't got the cojones. The fact that we even got to ask him to be concise already shows you that he's not that guy. He's not that guy to be concise. It's not the homophobic question. It's the fact that you in here asking homo questions. Like, why does your dick get hard for women? What's your purpose, man? What's your purpose for your dick getting hard for women? You know, it's not even it's a jealous question. It's like a feminine, it's like my wife wears the pants because I'm not really Himothy type of question. You didn't have the troll, you wouldn't be validated, Brody. Wait, what? If you didn't have the troll, you wouldn't be validated, Brody. Who the fuck is you? Fuck are you talking about? Y'all niggas is weird niggas. What you mean if I didn't have the troll? If you didn't have the troll, you wouldn't be validated. I don't need none of these bitch ass trolls. What are you talking about? Before YouTube and all this shit, nigga, I felt like I was that nigga. What the fuck are y'all talking about? I've been blocking niggas so long that I'm not even blocking y'all right now because I feel like it's cliche. How many times can I say it? He made a comment about dudes not telling other dudes their goals. Like, it's some gay shit. Nah, it's not even that. It is gay, but it's not even that. But it's like, if you're beating around all these bushes, it's the way you doing it. Like bro just said, it's the way you doing it. It's not concise, bro. It's just weird. You sitting in the bed with your girlfriend, watching a 30-year-old on YouTube, It's cuckish. Is it not cuckish? When I describe your own life to your own self, maybe you can see it differently. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Because a lot of things don't look weird until you describe it. But it is weird. Because, bro, what are you even asking me? That's what I'm trying to figure out. It ain't got shit to do with nothing. I'm trying to figure out what you asking me. You said it, and then you had the nerve to say you're over examining what I'm asking you. How else am I going to answer it if you're not saying anything? What's your purpose for talking to women? Because I like women. Why else would somebody be talking to women? Do you not hear yourself? Ever know why you're dating? Even know why you're dating? See, it's just questions like that, bro. That's just what are you talking about? I told y'all yesterday, man. In the live we went yesterday, I said some questions are just disrespectful. The question itself, if answered, is a bad question. It's not a real question. It's a beating around bushes. It's the question itself is inherently bad. It's inherently bad. Yo, Faith, you ain't have to delete them, bro, because I wanted to keep digging into that shit. The questions that people ask y'all it lets you know that you and that person will never be cool. You see, it's the question in itself. Some men just don't ask certain questions like, yo, what's your purpose for even doing that? When they see you doing something right. But if you're doing something wrong, motherfucker back off, cross their arms and just watch. That's what that's about. Oh, he called me a name or something? Man, listen, nah, my dude, you're saying trolls make streaming more interesting. Well, listen, man, I don't know. Trolls equal more views at certain times, but nigga gonna succeed whether you got trolls or not. If you really passionate about what you do, then you're gonna do good regardless. But I don't feel like trolls are as important as they wish they were. But I just think people are corny in general. A lot of people is extra corny, and it's like, you know, a lot of people are corny, man. Like we seen it with P. Diddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people, like, look at this loser. His whole thing was, I have a wife. Nigga, we don't give a fuck. What the fuck? That's like me saying, oh, I have a car. I mean, yeah, that could be proven like, okay, well, he's at this table, you know, he has this thing. But it's like, you know how many people have that thing that are bitch ass niggas? So it doesn't validate anything. And in fact, it's like you really even more of a weirdo because it's like, if I'm with my wife, I'm focusing on other shit. I'm trying to get some money. I'm trying to do some other shit. I'm not on this, especially if you're younger than me. I'm not on your live watching you thinking about what's your purpose for talking to women. What does that question even mean? And then I asked the nigga to break it down. He couldn't even break his own question down. Anything I ask somebody, I can ask it in multiple different ways so we can actually have a thorough conversation. This motherfucker talking about you overthinking my question. I'm not overthinking it. I'm just not stupid. I'm not going to say something that is lustful, like unhappy marriage. Exactly. I'm not going to say something that's lustful, like, oh, I'm not going to say what he want me to say, which is why he kept talking. Because I'm not going to say what he want me to say. You feel me? I'm not going to say what he want me to say. A lot of niggas is trolls. Like, this person's an open troll right here. This guy who said the Charlie Kirk bullshit. That's called an open troll. But that guy was a closed troll, meaning he came in here acting like he was a regular person. Came in here talking about write your goals down and shit like that. And then all of a sudden, what are you looking for? And I'm like, bro, that's a woman's question coming from a man. I could spot a woman's question coming through a man. Like when Will Smith smacked Chris Rock, we all could tell that was Jada possessing his body, smacking that nigga because a woman wouldn't put her hands on a man. We all could tell. So when I see a nigga hating or asking questions to stir up something, it's like that's a woman trait right there. What do you mean? If I see a young man talking about women or whatever, that's actually the right thing. That's actually a healthy thing. But these niggas is goofballs. They don't even know a nigga. And then they want to think they know a nigga. Jezebel spirit manifesting in man. Exactly. That shit is real. I should have knew he was a goofy because his profile picture wasn't even really, it was a fake cartoonish profile picture. Like what woman gonna marry a nigga with a cartoon profile picture? And that's what I'm saying. Like, just because you got a wife don't mean your wife is respectable. That don't mean your wife is even respectable. I'm not trying to be overly disrespectful, but I'm being honest, bro. A lot of guys think because they got a wife that they something they not. That shit don't mean nothing. That shit do not mean any goddamn thing. And you know who know that better than me? Therapists. Therapists know. Therapists see so many people and so many people that are just ain't shit in marriages that they know that usually that's going to be the person in the marriage. The weakest person in the room is in the marriage. The blind leading the blind. It'd be the weakest person in positions of power. So, like I said, bro, like that shit don't mean nothing. You coming in here bragging about your wife. I'll be damned if I go that's a loser. I'll be damned if I go somewhere with my wife that I love and be bragging about her. I'm not bragging because that's my wife. I don't got to tell everybody. I don't got to tell everybody what I got. That's my wife. You feel what I'm saying? You're going to see it in pictures. You're going to see it when you see it, nigga. You ain't here like a nigga won't take your wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I will. I'm just saying that's the type of nigga because you doing too much. You know what I'm saying? You make it seem like your wife is the end all be all. It's other women who may not even think like your wife, feel like your wife, talk like your wife. They got a whole bunch of different characteristic traits. They still good women. They still good women. They just not her. And who said anybody even want to be with your wife? You see what I'm saying? Like, humble yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Humble yourself. Marriage is, you feel me, Zoe? Is that dream coffee and smoking bongs hit. Good morning. It was good, train wreck. Faith said marriage is honorable if done correctly. That's what I'm saying. So when he asked that question, I said, you know, a goal would be like a marriage or, you know, something down the line. Down the line. And it could be fast or it could be, like you said, if done right, like it could be time. Like everything mattered, but I just hate stupid questions. I hate questions that are not real questions. I hate questions that are like, don't know, shit, bullshit. Ask some real shit, bro. Ask some productive, real shit, bro. Don't ask no stupid shit. Don't ask no stupid shit. Then you in the bed with your wife thinking y'all the fucking. Go on with your wife, man. Go on with your wife. Feel me? Stop bragging. Niggas be trying to brag. That's cornball shit. I'll never be your age and doing that type of shit. Ever. You see what I'm saying? You supposed to have a wife if you that. He seemed like he was older. You supposed to have a wife, nigga. Fuck you talking about? And that's one thing I don't appreciate about certain older people too. Like, and I love older people and stuff, but some older people still act like kids. You feel me? Feel what I'm saying? And I'm very accustomed to that because I be around that shit sometimes. Like some older people could be just as petty and just low vibrating as a kid, even though kids are high vibrational. So I'm kind of saying bullshit, but an older person could really be petty, like, you feel what I'm saying? So it's like, listen, man, I don't care how old you is, you gotta move around, man. You gotta move around, bro. Go exercise. Like, I am not the type of person to sit here and play with. Go exercise, my nigga. I was trying to explain to dude that it's more than the purpose. It's the fear that you trying to remove from men to talk to women, so the women will not be pedestalized. There you go, man. Pedestalized. Yes. Yes. And he got a wife, so he's blind. He's like, all right, bro. That's like being blind by your own success. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the universe give good situations to losers. They're the first ones to get it. They're the first ones. Like, you might be a real nigga, but you might not can't afford the new iPhone. But a bunch of niggas that aren't real niggas could go grab that iPhone, because that's the world itself. You know, that's the way the world is. But when a real nigga come across a fake nigga with his girlfriend, the girlfriend's gonna be attracted to the guy that's. It's a possibility his wife would be attracted to me. And I don't give a fuck what she verbally say, right? She can say anything. That's the thing about being a woman. You know, so you can say anything. But if she wasn't attracted to me, I wouldn't give a fuck either. But I'm just saying, there's gonna be times where the braggadocious guy is like, damn, I don't know how I lost her to him, or whatever the case. It's like, bro, you're not living in reality. You know what I'm saying? Go exercise, bro. You's a grown man. I respect people like Kevin Gates, because he older, right? But he's knowledgeable. He's Kevin Gates. He has a girl now. He continuously works out. You know what I'm saying? He's disciplined. As you get older, you're supposed to be more disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Like, you in here talking to me, asking me that bozo ass question. Now, if I answer it the way you want to hear it, you're gonna say this. If I answer it the way that a young nigga answer it, you're gonna say that. You know, like, that's a woman question. It's a setup question. It's not a real question. I hate those type of questions, bro. Them shits. It's non-conducive. It's non-conducive, because it's a disastrous question. What's your purpose? I like how you changed it to it's a possibility. What's a possibility? Well, it is a possibility, because it's like, I don't really care if I fuck his wife at all. So it's obvious it's gonna be a possibility either way, because that's why it was my whole point in the beginning. Like, if you're trying to frame me as I want validation, you're gonna lose. If you try to frame me as I'm thirsty, you're gonna lose. And that's what this whole video was about in the first place. It was literally about screening a woman. That's how I knew a woman was possessing his body and coming in the chat, because that energy was counterproductive towards the message. And that shit is very real. Cash control people. Cash control, money controls people. Sex controls people. And that's why he said, oh, I got a wife. So that make you weaker. Everyone's so busy trying to have a wife. That could make you weaker. That's a form of submission. That's a form of submission in 98% of relationships. Unless you're the one that's wearing the pants. And I guarantee he not wearing no fucking pants. But nah, it's all good. He's just a fucking corn, but that's all. But yeah, I had to change that to possibility, because it's always gonna be a possibility, man. And that's life in a nutshell. It's a possibility. I don't want his wife. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just chatting. And when people say stupid shit, I gotta, I'm not saying I gotta go to that level, but then I gotta say stupid shit back. Because it's like, man, you so fucking stupid that you saying stupid shit and you fucking distracting the whole message. Women are attracted to truth, no matter how dark it is. That's true. If it can't be proven, they'll respect it. What you mean if it can't be proven? I'm about to get up out of here, man, but I just wanted to read a couple of things, but I think the video pretty much over. I'm gonna come back later probably and finish up on this message. I appreciate you, Savage, for removing a lot of these low vibrating motherfuckers that quote unquote got wives or really are the wife in the relationship. But sometimes we gotta be on point and watch out. Yeah, respect light. We gotta watch out. And when we in the light, it's a lot of niggas in the dark. So we gotta watch out for them. We gotta watch out for them. And like I said, also over explaining yourself happens when you're talking to people who you shouldn't be talking to. So we gotta watch out for that. And that's why he tried to say, he basically was asking a you don't love yourself type of question. Or you don't respect yourself type of question. And that's why the clash was so natural, because I'm not chasing women. And I want y'all to get that shit understood. Never a day in life will y'all frame me as that. So whoever wants to frame that, fuck you. I'm not chasing women. Not chasing women. And if you think that, it's because you're so low vibrating, you can't see the bigger picture. Like my boy said, he been around the block. He been here. So he knew it's deeper than that. He, with his wife as the motherboard of his situation, came through his body and said, look at this guy. He's young. He's impressionable. He's this. Ask him this bitch ass question. And then he'll expose finally, because my feminine brain feels like young guys are up to no good all the time. No. I respect myself. And I probably wouldn't even sleep with his wife. Not because he's there, but just she probably wouldn't be my type. So when you get questions from people who not even in the situation or in the fucking, they don't deserve the key. They don't deserve the right to ask you any questions. That shows more about how much you respect yourself than actually answering the question. I tried to answer his question. It was an unanswerable question. It was an unanswerable question. Because I don't need to explain myself. But yeah, I should have just blocked his ass. That's what the last thing I'm gonna say on that though. I'm tired, dynamic, 2, 8, I'm on, and this real ain't different. Beats resentment, calm beats confrontation. Peace beats proving a point. People can hate you all day. Rejection only works if you internalize it. A woman can reject you, test you, ignore you, but none of that matters unless you let it shake your self-respect. Rejection doesn't equal judgment. Silence doesn't equal disrespect unless you chase it. The man who stays centered wins long term. That's another thing I want y'all fellas to know. When you start getting on your shit, you're going to have a lot of haters, man. And it's not gender based. It's not like 100% of women are going to hate you or 100% of guys are going to hate you. That's not the case. It's just going to be losers in spirit form that come through any gender it can to deteriorate your self-image and how you see yourself being framed and shit like that. Um, most men don't struggle with women because they're unattractive. They struggle because they hand over their self-respect for attention. And the moment you stop doing that, dating becomes effortless. So self-respect was really the basis of this whole video. Um, and we're going to talk more about self-respect maybe later tonight, but I think self-respect is something that you have, but it's not always, you're not always going to be framed in that light. And I think the expectation for other men to frame you in that light, that's like the friend who's like, oh, um, let's go on a 2-man. And then your friend is constantly telling these women that you don't clean your room and shit like that. It's like expecting another man to uh treat you with that respect. That gets a lot of guys in the jam because another man is never going to owe you anything. So when it comes to getting women, one thing y'all must be aware of is the fact that other men are just as thirsty as they want to be and just as protective over, okay, I got a wife or I this is that, this, and just as much as you might be. So it's not just dating, it's screening other men too. Like, is this nigga a hater coming in here or what is it? And not 98% of the time they're haters, bro. They're haters, cop blockers, and some more shit. So you gotta just think that on the 3 levels. Average frustrated chump, hater, or some more shit. And a lot of niggas be some more shit. So you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out. And that's important. So that's one of the important things in this video that I wanted to chime in on. And like I said, when it comes to your beliefs, always protect your mind and your mental plane because it belongs to you. Don't let nobody in your head. Your mind is a very important part of the puzzle of your life. You know, that's why I don't like certain questions because it's like, why are you even questioning? Some people come around and they question things to make you doubt yourself. That's what the devil does, drop seeds of doubt. Are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure you want to do that? I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't sure, but actions speak louder than words. That's why that block button gets used so fucking much. Um, and it's the same thing with women. When y'all out here dating, y'all gonna have to reject so many women all the time. All the fucking time. Because once you really develop self-respect and character, it's like you just have to do it. It's a non-stop everyday job to reject bitches. When you ain't got no game, you just getting hit with all the rejection. But once you got some of it, you gotta, that's the day you have some of it is the day that you're rejecting bitches. You're doing it every day. Damn. Because you're screening, you're calmly screening, like this video was brought to you by calmly screening. And you're saying to yourself, just because she got pussy, just because she got this, that, and the third, that ain't enough. We're gonna talk more about that tonight, though. We're gonna talk more about that tonight because a lot of women aren't enough. They're not. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't care how they frame it. Who hurt you? This and that and the third. My rebuttal to that is fuck you. Yes, that's my rebuttal to that. Because whether I was hurt or not, the thing is, everybody go through a hurt situation. So for someone to even say that, it tells you their character. That type of person to kick you while you down, but then when they're down, they didn't want to be kicked. That's a parasite. You feel what I'm saying? Real people pick people up when they down. Period. End of story. So I'm gonna close it on that note. Let that shit sit in the hearts of many. But I'm gonna close it on that note. But it's a lonely road for a man. When you're sitting at the top of that mountain in your poly relationship, when you're having them good old threesomes, just know somebody's beating their meat. They don't got that. They're hating. They're hating so bad they can't even afford to come say it to you in real time. They hate what you're doing. They hate it. Them, even if they're in a bitch ass monogamy and their girlfriend is treating them like shit, they're hating. They're hating. Because what's in your heart and what you got planned for your 2026 and for your future, everybody ain't got that planned in it. They don't even got the integrity to say what they really want to do. They don't got that. They don't got that shit. Nah, they don't got that shit. And it ain't me being honest, because a girl earlier said, I appreciate your honesty. Listen, it ain't me being honest. It's me saying, listen, I'm not with the dishonest shit. You know what I'm saying? All the people saying, oh, I'm monogamy or squeezing themselves into that position is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. You know, whether you appreciate my honesty or not, it's not about you appreciating it. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. I'm not being honest for nobody to appreciate anything. I'm just doing it. I don't give a fuck if you didn't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? This whole journey is done in disappreciation. Nobody cared if I start a channel. Nobody cared nothing I do. Everything I'm doing is self-driven from the beginning all the way to the fucking end. So yeah, I appreciate comments and I appreciate love, but I don't give a fuck. Because the same women that'll cheer you up will tear your ass down. They'll say, oh, he's a player. He's cute. Da, 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 da. And then when you get to playing their ass, they turn around and stab you clean in the back. I'm telling you, man, that shit is cause so watch out for the rattlesnake. Watch out for the fake, the claps and the applause. And don't tell me you appreciate my honesty. It might be a breath of fresh air for you and all of that, but you should expect a nigga to be honest. You should expect that shit. You don't appreciate it, you expect it. You should have knew. Yeah, niggas ain't liars. Niggas coming like this. Listen, cheating only happened because what? A nigga is either thirsty, he's in a monogamous relationship when he's supposed to be in a polygamous relationship, or he horny as hell. But either way it go, women cheat all the fucking time. So what the fuck we talking about? Hold on.